we play the game differently. We play the game like we got to be
No,
masculine or
somebody. Wait, hold on, Platinum. Somebody. Hold on.
that's just
Say,
Jess.
say, say,
That's
say.
just Jessica.
Oh, she. I hope she playing because we ain't doing none of that mess.
I don't know. Like I was
I
saying,
love a good. I already just had a blocking bonanza. Ooh,
no,
it was so
no,
good.
she cool. She cool. She
Okay,
cool.
you
I
know
got
I love a blocker.
I got love for
I love a block.
Jessica, but
Ooh,
she the thing with Jessica is she don't ever want to see my point of view. Like she always think I'm just, you know what I'm saying?
ooh, don't get me started. Y'all know on the victimhood and blame culture. Okay, Carlos. So let's get you out of here, Carlos. We don't want to stress you out
What is he
today,
talking
Carlos.
about? What is he
It's
talking
a,
about?
don't even worry about it. I ain't even
Like
gonna
nobody
stress.
even was playing.
Yeah, I ain't gonna allow him to stress himself out. There you go. Now you can go to another live.
Merry
See how
Christmas,
that
Jessica.
works?
Merry Christmas.
See how that operates? We ain't. I
Merry
don't want
Christmas.
him to be stressed out. I don't want him to be stressed out. Who else trying to get up here on this? Yo, can y'all tap?
Tap the screen, y'all. I'm gonna tap the
They
screen right
know,
now.
but you know what? If it was Black Diamonds live, if it was Black Diamonds live, if
If
it
it
was
was
Dontrell
Jessica,
with his shirt off, they would be.
yeah. No. But I'm gonna say
You
this:
know what I'm saying?
Jessica go live too. Jessica go live too, and her lives be busting. So although Jessica's live, people be
Don't
tapping the
nobody
screen.
be
So
going over to no Jessica's live.
yes, they do. I
Yeah,
do.
you like them. That's because y'all love them toxic lives. Y'all love when they screaming, hollering,
I
and calling
don't.
each other bitches and hoes and ooh, that make y'all cream. Ooh, that make y'all cream
I
like
don't
Jessica.
like it. But I be trying to have a real conversation. But they, people here want to troll all the time.
I get numbers. I don't chase numbers. You've been over here before.
Right.
I can get numbers, without screaming and hollering and having people disrespect each other. I just find it very interesting that people will hold lives to exploit people's trauma, and
Mm-hmm.
drama. And then, as soon as a YT person says something to them, they're ready to do scorch earth. But they
You see
be
what I'm
sitting
saying?
up there on the panel calling each other all kinds of names, screaming,
Right.
hollering, calling each other billy goats and yuck mouths. I
Yep.
say whatever it takes to get a couple of points.
Right. Right. I'm gonna say this:
Not
your
everybody
lives.
is employed.
I seen your lives. Your lives. You run it professionally. You don't be about the trolling and the nonsense. So I respect that. You know what I'm saying? So like these other lives, all they want to do, they be acting like they're trying to talk about something, but they ain't really trying to talk about it. They just wanna, you know what I'm saying? So I really be trying to talk about stuff. I don't like them. I come in them lies and I try to talk about something real, and all they want to do is
You ain't
raise
see me
bait.
tonight, yes.
All they want to do is troll. So you feel me?
I'm already in the night. Thank you, deductive. See, that's what I like. I got people that come over here and you see it ain't no mess going on and they still gift.
You know
And
what
my
I'm saying?
gifts, I'm not trying to get DoorDash. My gifts actually be helping folks. Thank you,
Right.
deductive. Thank you so much for
Now I'm
helping
saying,
the live.
let me answer the problem. I'm gonna say the black man's part in destroying the community is we don't because we be so traumatized from the shit we go through. We feel like it's either one or two things. Either you're gonna be a soft boy and you don't want to do nothing, or you're gonna be the overly aggressive dude. Because at the end of the day, our black women go against us, the system go against us. So we just feel like, as it's me against the world. So my thing with the black men be we don't know how to unite. Because I'm gonna say it like this: you can correct me if I'm wrong, but if we get together and really get on we gonna take over. The women gonna fall. The women and children gonna fall in line, brother. Am I right or wrong?
I guess.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying like if all black men across this planet got together. I mean, this is a ideal situation, but let's say all the black men got on one page. That we go listen. We done with all this bullshit. We gonna get together, make a plan, and we doing that. We don't care what the black women say. We don't care what the children say. We don't care what the white people say. If we do that, gang, imagine what this world would look like if we did that for years and really stuck to it for
Well,
years.
but you know what? This is why I think it sounds very noble. Really, it sounds noble. It sounds, but to me,
So I'm
you can't get people to take any type of accountability for anything. I mean, you see my lives. We simply was talking about just protecting yourself during schmecks, and people thought, oh, people were making comments. Oh, I guess we can't have schmecks no more.
toast.
I guess we can't do this. Meanwhile, we got 83,000
Hey, you
between
gonna fix that line?
83,000 and 87,000 kids in foster care, black kids. But so if we can't even people can't even discipline their flesh.
That was good.
They can't even discipline their flesh. So what you're
Right,
talking about is a dream on
bro.
top of a dream, forced by a dream on the side of a dream.
Fuck, gang. I ain't gonna. I'm toasted right now. I'm listening to you, but I've been drinking. But I'm
Oh,
serious though. I'm serious. I'm serious though. I'm really serious about this topic because it's real talk. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, gang. I didn't hear exactly what you said, so you can say it again if you want to, real quick, and I'll respond because I
no,
didn't hear what you said.
all I'm saying is that what I find interesting is that what you said is not incorrect.
Right.
I think that is possible, but in order for that to happen, there needs to be some type of accountability. And if you look at this app is a temperature check of what's going on in the real world. It's not everybody, but it's an indicator. So if you can't even have a conversation about accountability, for example, like I said, just disciplining, breaking your flesh and not being sexually impulsive. People come after me like like I'm the antichrist because I say wrap it up. People really, they really come after me. Oh, we not supposed to be having smacks no more. Meanwhile, like I said, the STD rates, y'all got super gonorrhea, super syphilis, super
It's
chlamydia,
everything out here.
but
Everybody got
yet, but you
everything.
mad at me. Y'all mad at me.
Hey man, you know how people weird. People weird, man. They don't know. They don't know what the hell they want to do. If people
And
here,
then y'all want to say we don't come together. That's the problem. Y'all coming together too much. That's the issue.
right?
Y'all,
And we ain't got no.
if you
And we
get
ain't
what
got
I'm
no. And,
saying.
and the thing, and the thing be for real, for what it be. I'm gonna tell you what it really be.
So, but what you want?
My thing. Hold on. Let me say this.
Hey,
Hold on, Coco. Let me say this
hey,
real quick.
Christmas.
Let me say this real quick before you go. I'm gonna say this. We
Before
we
I go,
always we always talk the good shit. You know what I mean? We always talk to this and that. We do this, but we don't never make no plan and stick to it. We always just talk about. We know it's like black people. We know we need to do, but we don't never do it. Like it's so crazy. It's like you know what you need to do. You know it's like a football player. You know you need to run this route, but you do something totally different when the
you
ball
wanna
gets
know
snapped.
why? You wanna know why? Because when it all goes to hell, we can blame it on the system.
You see what I'm saying? But we can't blame
It
nothing on the
does.
system. I'm gonna say
It
it like
does.
this. I'm gonna say it like this. You can't blame nothing on the system. First of all, because the system's not for you. So that's just futile and that's just idiotic in itself. How are you gonna blame the system? That's like a chicken blaming the slaughterhouse for like this is the whole point of the system. Like it's like, are you serious? Like you're blaming something that you know is the reason why you're even blaming them. Like that don't make sense. Like you blaming a slave, you're blaming a slave master for keeping you a slave. Like, you look dumb. You see what I'm saying?
Don't say that because they about to get mad. They about to say
They can get mad. They can get mad. It's the truth.
you
Hey, we
abusing
going
the
to new year. Listen, I'm
community.
gonna say it like this. We going to the new year. At the end of the day, I'm done playing games. We know what's going on out here. We not about to play stupid. Like black women like to play stupid. Black men like to play stupid. White people like to play stupid. I'm not playing stupid
Thank
with
you.
nobody. I don't care because I have no fear, gang. So my thing is, I'm not playing stupid with nobody. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna get it off my chest, gang. Cause like at the end of the day, this shit is crazy. Like, we got kids out here. We got broken homes out here. We always talking about this and that, and this and that. The black man ain't this and that, and the black woman ain't this and that. My thing is, if everybody's so smart, why is we not making
We are
plans?
the superior race. I think
It
where
don't
the
matter.
problem
Oh,
is,
All right, what you gonna say?
y'all don't come up here acting crazy. It's I know it's Christmas for
I
y'all.
think I want to
I'm
answer
sorry.
the
I'm
problem.
sorry.
It
I'm sorry.
says who destroys the
Before
black
you go, I
community.
was up here first. Excuse me, no shade, no shade. But I was up here first, and sometimes this panel gets so juicy, folks don't get in. So let me get in real quick.
Everybody can go. Everybody got. We all smart here. Everybody can go.
Platinum, go on mute. You ain't the coach girl. You don't got no
I'm so
little
glad you said
medicine.
that because I was definitely thinking that. Like, baby,
He
I don't
don't
need a
have a little bit of
referee.
that old man's medicine. Now he want to direct.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't need a
All right,
referee, love. I can
Coco.
speak for myself.
What's up, Shay?
Respect. No, but to his point, I was just gonna say like there's this group on here on the platform TikTok that I scrolled into one day. They're not really big on interracial love. The reason why I'm bringing it up is because one of the points I tried to make when I was in there, and to Platinum's point, is we folks want to talk about the white man and the black community and how they have oppressed us, what we're going to do about the way the system of racism is affecting us as black people. But my question is, as BLK people, we ain't even united. Like if we were truly united like we were supposed to be, that system wouldn't even be fucking affecting us like this. Like let's keep it a buck. Like the way you can't even sometimes count on your brother and sister in your own race. The way sometimes they talk, and even that group, I'm just like, baby, y'all up here supposed to be pro-black, and you question me about this, and because I don't know that, you up there trying to tell me I'm rewriting history because I said there was YT people that helped us during hard times, like in the MLK days or throughout history. You saying I'm rewriting history, but baby, let's just keep it a buck. Everybody who's YT ain't against us. Like you could go up there and think that in
But
your
don't tell
mind,
them.
but they're
Don't tell
not.
them that. Don't tell
They're
them that. They
not.
don't even. Did y'all know? Do y'all know the role that Marilyn Monroe played for Ella Fitzgerald? Does anybody know that?
Mm-mm.
I'm not telling y'all. Y'all gonna have to Google it.
But I know all YT people, and I was telling them about people in my own family, but they was like, "Well, that's your anecdotal experience." No, bitch, that's life. The fuck is you talking about?
Well, you know what?
Like,
A lot of people, the people really start pissing me off when they start talking about this anecdotal and that's anecdotal. Well, what the fuck else am I supposed to talk about?
right? Oh my gosh, it is annoying.
Like, am I not supposed to be talking about my life and what the experience, my lived experiences? But then, as soon as they have some trauma, they want to get in. Well, my daddy left me when I.
Girl, I mean, not girl as
I
in
know,
you, but it's
girl.
just like the. No. I'm saying girl as in the women
Somebody
I was
called me a
talking to.
stud the other day. I was so upset.
Oh no. I'm talking about the women I was talking to. But I just feel like, sometimes on here there's an illogical narrative that's just going out about stuff that it's just like and some of y'all are very intellectual and very smart. Like I'm smart, but some of y'all got that collegiate professional type of knowledge. But I'm just like some of the stuff they were spewing, it's just like, what in the hell are we talking about? Like, so to Platinum's point, I just feel like when it comes to the
What you
BLK
mean?
race, and baby, just listen. I'm always going to show respect to everybody, but my point is that I've heard many of people on social media, not on social media, say the black race would be so strong if they really stood together and really was down. I mean, like, if we really moved mountains and had each other's back like that, like what the hell can anybody do with us? We would be a real serious force. So to the point where it says who is destroying the community, I definitely think there's issues on both sides. But and I'm just going to say it, throw the stones if you want to. I'm gonna throw them back at you. Um, I am a person that am of a biblical faith. I do wonder how this world would be if men were like in a more healthier space and was really like doing what they supposed to do. I believe men carry a certain kind of order and gift to bring solutions to situations. And I'm not saying it's all of y'all, but if all men, especially the BLK people, but just if they were in place like they needed to be, it just makes me wonder how much healing the earth would have. I know it's maybe not the most traditional or whatever controversial type of a point of view, but I just think about it how a mother could be telling a child something 25 times to do. A father coming there like, sit your ass down. What did she say? It's an order. And somebody had brought it to my attention like a while ago, not saying mothers don't possess some type of power or mean like a discipline to be able to structure their kids. But all I'm saying is that when you find a man that is well versed, self assured, know like what to do. I mean, he's mentally intelligent. He understands his place, his purpose. If you have that many men really in the earth solving problems, all I'm saying is that it's going to be some brighter days. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's all your fault, but I am saying I do think y'all possess a wisdom that helps. That's all.
Thank you.
And I land.
Listen, yeah, no, I'm listening, but other people get restless. They get restless. I can I
I
can listen
land.
to you talk, but people gonna you monologue gun. You doing it. Okay, next. No, you're good. You're good. You've been over here before, so I mean, I let the people who've been over here and actually support the live when it's one person over here, I let them have a little bit more leeway. But you got the people that as soon as the numbers start climbing, then all of us, you see them, they keep coming in, coming out. When the numbers start reaching a certain level, then they want to jump up on the panel. But I got something for them today. Today is a blocking bonanza.
Merry
All right, let's go.
Christmas.
What's
Merry,
up?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Tatiana, is it Tete? Is it Tatiana?
You said it right the first time. It's Tatiana.
Tatiana.
In my opinion, I think it's because I live in a small city. I had literally just wrote a poem about it the other day. It's called End Zone No. It's a lot of distractions. A lot of a lot more liquor stores than because I'm 34. When I was growing up, I didn't see as many liquor stores, smoke shops, this bad engaging music. Um,
But don't you think
and it's
it's
no
supply?
unity amongst.
Don't you think it's supply and demand?
Honestly, I just think it's a distraction to distract the city kids because when you go to the suburban areas, you don't see that stuff. That stuff is not
You see,
healthy.
I get
It's
it,
no
And
but
you gotta
unity.
understand something. We addicted to it, and it's about a distraction. People got dependency
I
too.
just was
she's
about to
talking
say
about
how
your
I
very
feel like the
point.
black community is destroyed. A lot of black people live in the city, so it's a lot of stuff that's tearing us down mentally and physically. And then on top of the vices that's not healthy for us, we got the music that's dividing us, the ratchetness, the ignorance. It's more ignorance than it is healthy. So I myself, like, I live by that slogan. If you want to see the change, you got to be the change. I work with a lot of foster care kids. I tell them no smoking, no drinking. So I stopped smoking and drinking myself because how am I preaching something if I'm steady engaging in stuff that's not healthy for us? I stopped smoking and drinking because I mentor foster care kids, and I always tell them your education is gonna going to take you far. Loving yourself is gonna take you far, and spread that love because if there's no love amongst one another, there's division. So I feel like it's the drugs, it's the music, it's the alcohol, and the shit that divide us is us not coming together as one. We don't love ourselves enough
But
to
don't nobody
love
want to
our
come together
neighbor,
with. But
love
don't
the
nobody
next
want to come
person kid
together.
like
I
it's your
feel.
own. But if it's more LOVE and more healthy stuff that we promote, and I think it would be more community amongst one another.
Um. Okay. Interesting point. Uh. But I don't really. I'm going to push back on your point because, as I always say, I have to say this every live. Every live, I have to say this is nobody can ride your back. It is not bent. People, why do black people are some of the strongest people on the planet. But every time we get into these type conversations, everybody's like, well, they have liquor stores and they have this in the community. Well, then don't buy the shit. Don't buy it. If you see people going into the Asian shop and you don't want the people in the community to go to Asian shop, why y'all not saying, excuse me, why is you going in the... So for me, y'all always, that's what confuses me because other communities, if you notice, you go to an all, let's just say Japanese community. How many black businesses you see in there? Because they ain't gonna allow y'all in there. But black people, we just be walking around like, letting any and everybody move into the damn neighborhood. Not even here in Europe do they even the Africans don't even allow that shit. And then we want to complain, but be at the liquor store as soon as we get a chance, as soon as we get a little change in our pocket, and then want to be somewhere talking about the yak and the Patron and this and this and this. So it's supply and demand, and get crazy in the comments if you want to. Shay, you still a mod because I had to unmod a whole bunch of people because of the ignorance that went on in the last live. Shay, you with me? Hello, good morning, Merry Christmas. Shay be
Yes, I'm
working,
with you.
y'all.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm not at work. I'm not at work. I'm home or in a hotel. But
Okay. Well, let's get to. I don't. Shay, I don't chase numbers. If it's two of us in here, anybody go crazy in them comments, just block. Today is a blocking bonanza.
okay, I'll pay attention to the comments a little bit more.
Okay, you wanted to say?
You know what? First of all, let me tell you, when I say it took everything in me not to message you yesterday, I got my first real hater ever, and I wanted to message you so bad. And it was a woman over 50 who literally had the nerve to screenshot my face and make a 5-minute video about me. about a bunch of lies because I was live and I'm telling black people, for the people who don't know me, my name is Shay. And I make lies and I tell black people we got to get our mental together so we can get our money together and start moving better, you know? And this woman went on my live and I'm talking to more people that's less fortunate. And she came on my live like, yeah, let's make real money. Y'all not talking about nothing. I really uplift black people. I charge $7,000 per person. If you want to come over here with a real money at, she just kept talking. So I muted her. And then she felt the need to screenshot my face. And I was at work. She talking about you don't make no money. You can't make no money because I made a nice amount of money selling digital products and I'm telling other people about it. She like, you can't make that much money and still got a job. You at work, I should call your job. I said, I'm a doctor. I said, woman, she's a doctor. Her name is Dr. Joy Young. She just got so much money, and I'm at work on Christmas Eve, so I'm broke. But she had the
I don't need
nerve.
no more followers. I don't need no more followers. Thank you. Y'all can stop following me. Thanks. Because all I do is just block after the live. After the live, I just go down the list and just start blocking. You were saying shit.
But like it was crazy. She was like, I'm like, I've been in the military for over 10 years. You feel me? And she like, you can't even have an armed position. You don't know how much money you make. I said, this woman just literally, a 50-year-old woman just made a 5-minute video with me with screenshotting my face because I felt the need to mute her out my life. I said, this must be what Justin be dealing with.
Oh,
Like,
like I tell you, Shay, hold on, Shay. I'm telling you, you would not believe how many DMs I get. And because people be mad that you set boundaries. This is what I don't understand about people. In any other situation off the internet, if someone says, leave me alone, and you persist, your ass is gonna get whooped. Somebody gonna get their ass whooped in that situation. But the problem is the internet has emboldened a lot of y'all that when you're blocked, then you know what it is? A lot of y'all want to eat it from behind. A lot of y'all become super fans. A lot of y'all want to get teabagged. That's why y'all create troll accounts. That's why y'all be putting people up on your thing, because you can't get no other attention unless you attach yourself to somebody else. And that's what I noticed. So for example, my live the other day, it was how many people? 120 people in here. Y'all know I can't stand it being that many people in here. It hurts my heart to have that many people in here. Wanna know why? Because we can't talk our shit. Because somebody's gonna be easily triggered. Now, this is what the Billy Goat Yuck Mouth motherfuckers decided that they wanted to do. They wanted to come over here and listen. They never come over here. They never participate in the damn live. They never participate in the live, but as soon as they see people coming over here, then all of a sudden they bring their rat bastard bitch motherfucking asses over here. And then when the live ends, they go over, because a lot of them like to tape record lives. I'm telling you, it's like a fetish. Like they be pre-coming. Seriously, they will sit here for 2.5 hours and record. Then they go over to their ghetto ass lives and they replay what was going on in this live or in whatever live it is. Now, if that is not some fan stalker ass shit, it blows my mind. Then what's up, AJ? Then you get these motherfuckers, right? I'm alive maybe 2 hours, maybe slightly longer. I have panelists up here. They could say one thing. He could say, you know what? I was eating her coochie. Hey, then they will go to their like, he said he was eating that coochie. He was just munching on it. He had a napkin and he had a fork. Y'all are grown ass adults set off, triggered by the simplest ass shit. Y'all act like motherfuckers really be holding y'all hostage. No, like I always say, there is no function on my phone that keeps mouth motherfuckers in this live. Exactly, Coco. And then y'all got the nerve, and half y'all don't have your cameras on. Half y'all is hiding behind pictureless profiles and then want to take pictures of people and talk about how somebody look. We know a lot of y'all men on this app, y'all big titty bitches. Y'all bald headed and you're overweight. And y'all be the main ones talking shit. And I know why a lot of y'all don't want to come live. You want to know why? Y'all don't want to turn your camera on because as soon as you turn your camera on, you have to own every word that comes out of your toothless, fucked up ass mouth.
God damn, brother. He on that bullshit early in the morning.
I'm telling you, not it blew me. It blew me so much. I'm like, this has gotta be what he feel like, cause ain't no way. And then she started tagging me in her books, talking about make more streams of income. Would you like an autograph one? I'm like, you're that bothered because I muted you because I'm talking to less fortunate people when you coming about talking about how you make money. Then gonna have the nerve to say I promote black people getting their life together, but I
And
don't hold
meanwhile, in
grudges.
the process of tearing a black one down, a
That's
lot of y'all be
listen.
like,
I DM'd her and I told her, I said, for you to be a doctor, what you did was childish. If you felt anything, you could have messaged me. You telling me I'm not amounting to anything because I'm at work on Christmas Eve, getting paid double time. Hold on, wait a minute. Don't ask me how much I make an hour. Remind you to listen. But because I'm telling people that we should have multiple streams of income instead of working overtime and having second jobs and looking into more things, and you're on my live telling people go where the money at. This, I said, I don't promote anybody to do what I do. I promote you to do what's best for you. But whatever it is, go full throttle for it in 2026 figures. So you know that we are capable of more than what they have programmed us to believe.
I agree. But you know what? Anytime the people, you know what I noticed too on this app, especially with a lot of black people, y'all go get mad and the numbers gonna go way down. And I promise y'all I won't give a fuck if half y'all leave, if all y'all leave, is that the understanding that a lot of y'all don't have the understanding that at any given moment there are 8.2 million people on this app. Everybody, as my wife says, the girls that understand, and the girls that don't. Everybody can eat. Everybody can eat. I'm going to say that again for the people in the cheap seats and the people that's staring outside the window on the troll account, because you know if you bring your monkey ass in here, you're getting blocked. Is everybody can eat. Everybody can eat. There's plenty to go around. But what happens? Somebody sees somebody else starting to ascend. Then they get jealous. And then they start doing little tactics. Who am I talking to today on Christmas? Really? A lot of y'all have that motherfucking crabs in a barrel. And I didn't used to believe in that shit. Thank you so much, Tatiana, for coming up. I mean, who was that was up there? Sorry, that ain't Tatiana. Oh, that was, what's his name? I know what it is. Fuck, what's his name? I always forget his name. Platinum, whatever. And that's what I can't understand about it. A lot of y'all would be like, oh, but as soon as black people start, ascending, then all of a sudden y'all start trying to figure out ways to take people down. They've been trying to take me down for 3 months, Shane. Really, they don't send so many agents of chaos over here to try to take me down. You wouldn't believe in my DMs from people, some of the people that's y'all supposed to be Christians. Y'all supposed to be, people that are supporting each other. The shit, if I showed you my DMs, you would be appalled. How many people told me to unalive myself because I had a topic about obesity? Because I want to talk about obesity in the black community, I should unalive myself. In retrospect, you're the one who's actually doing it. Eating all that fried food, big back. Y'all didn't let me get my rant on today, so let me stop. Pete
People
Star.
is crazy. That's mad OD. It's just social
No,
media.
seriously. No, you would not believe. If you go live a couple of times, get a little
I
notoriety
believe you
just for a
because when
minute.
I was live
Really.
talking about my relationship because I said I wanted a poly relationship, some
Oh,
boy was screenshotting my son, calling my son ugly, mad, extra. I'm like,
oh
y'all
yeah.
ignorant. But it didn't bother me.
Oh no,
I blocked them because what I don't have to
oh, and
see,
that's the
nothing to
thing.
talk
Oh,
about.
but Tatiana, that's the problem. You have people, and this is what I'm starting to realize, is that you have people.
They too entitled. Like, shut the fuck
What,
up.
Tatiana, what haunted house is you in? Go on mute. All that sweet got me scared over here.
I'm
What's
sorry,
this?
because
How
this
y'all
house
doing?
is old.
You
I'm
got
walking out the door.
How y'all doing?
Hold on a second, sir.
Oh, my bad.
Peace, you was up here. You wanted to say? Y'all, we be ranting up here.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
You know, I'm just a squirrel trying to find a nut.
Got you. Yeah, I looked at your prompt. I just wanted to address it. Uh, who is destroying the black community today? I think the black man is the one that's actually not doing his performing his duty as it should, and I'm a part of that too. I'm a part of that. I look at my peers and I see that a lot of us are not doing what we're supposed to do. To create our communities. Instead, we're playing the individualistic um, part. So everybody's individual now. So
Okay, thank you.
yes,
Simply,
sir.
not everybody, first of all, let me say this. Thank you, Peace. I'm just going to hear everybody's piece and then I'm going to, we'll circle back. Bye, Shay. Um, First of all, not everybody celebrates Christmas. Surprise, surprise. Not everybody lives in a country where Christmas is celebrated on the 25th. So, for example, Christmas, I live in Germany, Christmas was celebrated yesterday. It's on the 24th. So don't come in here trying to shame people for, being on the internet during what you call Christmas. You have a lot of different religions. So if I see it, I'm blocking. That's just it. You're not about to attack me nor my panelists. And a lot of people, we live in the loneliest time. So yeah, a lot of people don't have family that they can spend time with. A lot of people have found community on this app. All right, Peace, you want to continue? Or your plane has landed. All righty, crash, sir, please.
Yes, sir. My
Um,
and his line is sir. Yep.
okay. I gotta say it's the black woman that's destroying the black community. Literally every last one of these YNs that are running around, pew pewing the neighborhood up, selling, illegal substance in our community, come from them. The BLK women who are hopping out, shaking it at the red light were raised by them, and I don't want to hear nothing about the men walked out the home. It boils down to the type of men that they choose, and unfortunately, they choose these pookies and rape rays 24/7. Then they turn around and raise these exact same type of Negroes who do the same thing, and y'all get the point. They even
Who's jumping out of the car and shaking it? Can't crash.
these degenerate black females that they're raising. Yeah, so I think they are doing the most destruction to the black community.
So do you think it has to do with, single parents? Single mothers?
Yeah, overall, it's single mothers.
Panel, do we agree with that? Yeah, it's an open panel now.
I think when he said that, what came to my mind is the single parent narrative has been going on for some time now. My question is, as a community, do we need to be prepared to be a village to those that are missing certain dynamics in the home that their behavior will affect the community? Do we need to be vigilant and aware and prepared to kind of help that young person along? We say it takes a village, but then where is the damn village?
Okay, I
Right.
100%
Right.
agree with
Good
you on
morning,
that.
panel.
I do agree
Hold on,
that.
Bobby. Hold
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
hold on, Bobby. Crash, your rebut.
Yeah, I just want to,
No, Bobby, Crash, please, your rebut to what she's saying.
No, I'm saying I agree with her on the fact that yeah, the community does need to step in and help. I actually do agree with that. I think I even made a video about that before.
But here's my question, does the responsibility lie on us as a community? Because I'm a strong believer that we do not train our boys also or condition our boys to respect themselves, to understand the importance of their seed. So that's why they're going out fucking anything that moves. The crack of dawn is not even safe. So, I mean, I think that it starts at ground level, at the very, very least, on how we raise children, even as a community. I think that we glorify a lot of things. We put
Well,
our stamp on a
somewhere
lot of
somewhere
things.
the culture was broken. I agree, but
But whose fault is that? That's not. Oh, I know what's about to happen. Never mind. Let me be quiet. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna listen.
no, I was just going to say it's the drugs that was pumped into the community would blast off a lot of this
The
bullshit.
schmugs, the schmugs, the schmugs.
Smugs.
Y'all really trying to take me down on Christmas, mind you. On Christmas.
And again, I'm not blaming a village, because if you were somebody that was responsible, or you chose not to have a child, or did whatever was best for your home and not having children, I'm not trying to put the weight on the village, but we have heard it takes a village for years. And to me, the
But
community.
we also have heard to use a condom. We also have heard to vet who you have children with. We've also heard stop being a hoe, men and women. But that's the thing. Some people cannot discipline their own flesh. They in the club fucking. Can you imagine there are people in clubs? Is it like animals in the club fucking, in cars, and not with any care, any care? And then the children come to the world, and that's why I have to say this every fucking live. There's between 83 and 87,000 black kids in foster care today.
Yeah, but the
This is
black
a statistic. Hold
population, the
on,
black,
Bobby. This is a statistic from today.
but we also have to recognize that the black population hasn't grown like for many years. Like it's stagnant.
Because black women have the highest AB rate.
I'm tired.
Hey, can I
I'm
make a
tired.
quick remark?
I'm tired.
What if when you had a baby with somebody, y'all was immediately married by law? So people would just stop, as people just stop having
Ma'am, it's
babies
the
with
type
just
of dudes
anybody.
that y'all choose. Y'all never go for good black men. It's always a D-boy or a damn scammer. Then y'all complain about these niggas not being in the child's life. Choose better damn men.
But I mean, baby, are you saying that's all black BLK
It's the
women?
majority. No, 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 no. Let me stop you. Scott Jackson had nothing but the best options of black men to choose from. This damn woman chose a Pookie and Ray Ray. And y'all can't say y'all can't say, oh, she wasn't around nothing but Pookies. She deliberately chose the wrong type of nigga. Y'all choose these type of niggas
Watch
24/7.
yourself.
Well, it's the Genghis Khan theme.
No, 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 no. What I was
Nah,
saying,
yeah, it's
I
not
can't
Genghis
say that for
Khan.
myself or my life. What I was saying, like, do we think
Genghis
like
who?
if people were
Yeah,
automatically
yeah. You don't
wedded
know
the
who
moment
Genghis
they
Khan
had
is? Look up
children?
Genghis Khan.
And a lot of
I
y'all
know
don't even
who
want to get
Genghis.
married. Have y'all seen
But
the
then,
statistics for marriage? And I just did a video about this. 36% of black men are married currently. 29% of y'all are married. According to Pew Research, in the next 2 years from now,
I do in the matrix.
38 to 40% of black men are expected to be married, yet 28 to 26% of black women are expected to be married. So y'all marriage rate is dropping, but black men's is going up.
That's
My
because
question
black
to
men.
that is,
Wait, hold
if
on.
I
Black men, they
yeah,
swimming in the white seas. That's why.
but then again, and I'm just going to put it out there. I had said on a panel recently that I feel BLK men have more options to choose from of good black women than we have options to choose from of good black men. And I got
Oh, it's
Yeah,
started.
plenty of
y'all
good
keep
black men.
choosing
Y'all
the
just don't
wrong
want them.
black men. What are you talking about? That
They
makes it
don't want them.
even
They want
stronger.
no, no, no. They want the D boy, the scammer, the rapper.
No,
That's
I
what they
think she
want.
made a valid point though. She made a valid point. There's a lot of men not
No,
really
because
stepping up to their
hold
roles.
on, hold on. You're somewhat right, but even this app, and I'm not going to go too much on a rant, but even on this app, I have seen it. Has anybody, just a quick yes or no chat or panel, have y'all seen the jail lives where the brothers are in jail? Has anybody ever
Yeah.
seen one of
Yeah.
those lives?
Oh no,
Those
I
lives, those
Yeah,
lives
I've seen that. Yeah.
have thousands. When look at my lips, I know they're big. Thousands of people in there. And who do you think? Because I looked, you can tap on there and see who are the people. And they in there talking about, hey, daddy.
Yep, that's what they were
Yeah.
talking to.
Yeah. That's it's but that proves what I'm talking about. The Genghis
Yeah, that's
Khan
true. That's
theory.
true.
Black women have a
That's
hatred
why I'm
towards
saying,
production. No, no,
black
no,
men don't get no respect in this
no,
country,
no.
in the USA.
Black
Y'all think
women.
Coco, you think I'm lying? Hold on, y'all. Y'all think I'm lying. If you can catch one of those lives, you will see that there are thousands of women, men, whatever, a lot more women in there. And I stay in there for like 10 minutes. And they don't know if those men are in there for being predators, sexual predators, PD, 3D, R2, D2s. Y'all don't know, but they be in there in the thousands. And they just be
Yeah.
in there with their shirts off, shaking.
Yeah, that's because of
Them
thousands
are
of
a different.
years women
No, the
have
truth
been
is,
trained to be acting like this.
no, the
Thousands of
truth
years.
is,
Look up Genghis Khan, what they did to people. Genghis Khan went to different tribes, killed off the men, killed off the sons, raped the
Bobby,
daughters,
you trying
and
to take
raped the
me down.
wives, and kept them doing that.
It's
Bobby,
unalive,
take that
Bobby.
no,
Unalive.
privilege,
the
bro.
truth is,
Bobby, you trying to take me down. Bobby is trying to take me down,
My
y'all,
my
on
fault, my
Christmas.
fault. I don't know the exact words. My bad.
no, the truth
On
is,
Jesus' birthday, he trying to take me down.
black women have a hatred. No, no, no. Black women have a hatred towards productive black men. Look how many times they've rejected a nigga on 20v1
What
cause
in the hell is going on with y'all today? The hard ER?
no, I said
Y'all
A. I didn't say
talking.
the ER. I mean, look how many times they done rejected a nigga on 20v1
They trying
cause
to
how
take
he
me down.
dressed, how he talked.
What's
You gotta
20?
look up the white man. They
What's
took
20
over
one?
America.
Oh
The white
my
man
God,
took over.
Bobby, I'm about to drop you, Bobby, because I don't know if you're agent of chaos. Stop saying YT.
A
Oh
white tee.
Lord Jesus, what is going on here today? What is going? Jesus, y'all really trying to take me?
Crash, what show are you talking about? I know about Pop the Balloon, but what show are
I
you
mean,
talking
yeah,
about?
pop the balloon. I meant to say, y'all
Oh,
reject good brothers on there 24/7.
Your mama is
Brothers is
chronically on
crazy.
dick.
That's not.
Kuja.
Y'all don't even
Don't come
y'all
in here.
hate
Don't
productive
wait.
black
Hold on, y'all.
men.
We need some order in here because usually this is a decorum live, and I don't know who's attracting this audience that's coming in here. But we're not about to sit here and talk bad about women. We're not about to sit here and talk bad about women. So if y'all want to come in here and be abusive towards women or men, it's gonna be a problem. Your mama's emotional. When your daddy left, your mama became emotional. Trust me, you want to come for me? You know what? You got 5 seconds to get on the panel with the camera on, or you getting blocked. How about that? I'll show you how emotional I am, Whitney Houston. You got
I thought you
30
might have been
seconds.
talking about the dude that was on here.
No, I'm not talking about that, brother. I'm talking about the person in the comments.
No,
Whatever
no,
the
no.
hell her
I'm
name is.
talking about the
She
person
coming in
that
here
her
talking
name
about
Khadijah.
she coming up in here talking about everybody's on the line chronically, but here go your monkey ass on here. How do you know if somebody's chronically online if you're not always online? You got 20 more seconds. Khadija. I didn't think so. Jump your ass up here on the panel and turn your camera on. You're going to talk to me crazy. You're going to do it with your camera on.
No,
Ignorant.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think she was talking about you. I think she was talking about the dude you dropped.
No, I don't care who she's talking about. She ain't going to come in here disrespecting nobody. Ain't did a tap, ain't send a rose, and you want to come in here acting crazy. You done lost your crazy rabbit mind.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, I'm not talking down on anybody, but I'm just saying the reason why it
Bless
is,
you.
huh?
No, you're good. You're on the panel. You know what I mean? You owning your words. But we got people
I,
that don't ever come over here, want to come over here and talk shit and act like don't let the hat, don't let my little feminine zesty behavior fool you because
I
I'll curse you out.
I
Curse you
just think
out.
that people need to understand what they're up against. I mean, women are up against their own biology. Women are meant to choose the best male that they can find, and unfortunately, in the United States of America, I would say the white tee, they run everything. And I think that that's just what it is, and that's what it's going to be for a while. But I mean, if you go to other countries, you see the BLK man running everything. So I mean, if you want that type of respect from the opposite sex, or
Didn't have to Bobby. I don't took
you once
Bobby.
said ASS a lot of
Schmex.
times,
Schmex, Bobby. Bobby.
Smex. If
Bobby.
you
You
want,
don't obviously you don't like me, do you, Bobby? You just want to take the
nah,
loss.
man, yo, it ain't like that. I'm just saying, if you want respect, you're not going to get it in the US. That's just what it is. Like, just identify what it is. You ain't going to change it.
Are you
If
a
you
passport bro, Bobby?
I believe I'm like Bill the president of the United States no more than he is. Oh, you didn't know Donald Trump? Donald Trump? Yeah, you
Bob,
think how his wife?
Bobby, stop comparing yourself to that damn man. That's a simple question. Are you a passport bro or the now?
Absolutely. I don't care who or where the woman comes from.
Can I say something real quickly?
Yeah.
And this is no shot to men or women. I think sometimes a lot of people, especially like elderly people, we talked about it. A lot of people are stuck in their ways, and that is, a lot of things take growth, and a lot of times people swear they're a good man or woman, but the thing is, what is considered a good man or woman? Some people always swear they the best and I'm the best and I'm the prize. And then when you actually had a time to date them and be with them, you be like, oh baby, you got a trauma on trauma. Some people don't even address certain things about themselves, but swear they're the best man or woman. You making good money does not make you a good man or a
But
woman.
but Shay, he's a good man, Savannah.
Yeah, but
No,
unfortunately,
wait, hold
money.
on, Bobby. I just interrupted. I was trying to make a little joke. Damn.
So
Continue.
so so the problem is people like it's nothing against what you saying, Bob, because what you saying is real. But a lot of times people are like, oh, you didn't missed out on a good man. To you, just cause he looked like just like he was making a joke about that movie, to her mama, that's a good man. But she was a side piece. You don't know. People swear you a good man or woman, but then you don't know everything. Oh, just because you got good money and you look good and he got on a suit, don't mean he's not verbally abusive or a type of stuff.
I tell
People
you,
standing on
Shay,
these
why can't
panels swearing they good men and women, and then when you sit there and have a conversation with them, you really realize how ignorant they are. People
we
want
can't even
them to believe that they're a good man or woman.
But my question to
why
you,
can't we be happy
successful.
about quarter zips? Now they attacking us for quarter zip love. Okay, you can't have
But my
nothing.
question to success is you were saying the money doesn't make them necessarily like good for the relationship, and I 100% agree with that. But then my question is, should men and women be considering people who have those innate value systems and character that will make a relationship, but the money ain't there? What do you think
Just
about
because
So
that?
personally, I listen. I want to know people where what's best for you is what's best for you. But I just don't care for the people who swear, oh y'all don't choose the good man, y'all don't choose the good women. But what's a good man or woman to you? Everybody is different. There's somebody out here bashing somebody. This is a couple happy right now laying on the floor, and baby, that might not be your
look,
prerogative. You get what I'm
they, but
saying? So
yeah, but
just
Shay,
just because,
don't
and to
nobody want to be
her,
seeing people undercover.
that's a good man for her. See, but she picked the wrong man. But to her, that's a good man for her. She's happy. Not everybody is meant to be making six figures, millionaires, billionaire. Pick what's best for you and stop knocking on somebody else's door worrying about what's in their house. As long as
Yeah,
they're not bothering
but
somebody else.
Shay, the problem is that they could be. Please go on mute. Y'all, I can tell this panel, y'all really do not like me, and that's okay. That's okay. Um,
Hold
um,
on. I want to see, is my camera tripping or are you on pause?
I'm not on pause.
Yeah, so my camera might be tripping because it say you on pause on my end.
No.
Cameron say that too. I didn't know what that was about.
That sound like
Your
somebody
camera
from
not on.
Baltimore.
Your camera and the prompt gone.
Hello. It's probably the
We can't
internet.
see you. It say live pause. The creator will be back soon.
Hold on.
Yeah, you're talking, but that is what your background say.
Hold on.
I didn't know
Hold
what
on.
that was about.
Ooh, I'm happy. Maybe, but can you see me now?
Yeah, we see you fine. It's just saying live pause. I didn't know what that was about.
But is it gone
Yeah.
now?
It's not doing that on my end.
No, it's still
That's
there.
I might have to drop, swipe out, and come back because
yeah,
the panel saying they can see you.
yeah. But
Too.
that's what's happening. That's what's happening is that Shay, you up here talking about people ain't got no money and you ain't got no good internet.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing is even if they get a man with money, they still ain't gonna respect him though.
Don't
Hi.
share this lot. Wait, if I catch, why is there 5 shares? I done told you. About
You
to
don't
make
want
me.
us to share it?
Wait, hold on. Do not share this live. Do not share the live because a lot of y'all be sharing it to people that don't need to be over here.
Mm,
Let the algorithm be the algorithm.
I like that.
Anybody
That's the first.
get caught sharing the live is getting blocked.
It's a first two for me to hear.
That's the first time I heard that.
I know. I
Yeah,
like that though.
I am not a
Holla.
members. Hold on, everybody go on mute because y'all about to stress me out today, Lord Jesus. Y'all about to make me get even more zestier than I am. I am not a numbers chaser. Everybody that comes over here regularly knows I do not like a big crowd of people because people get triggered. They start reporting. They start acting like I'm holding them hostage over here. Do not share this live. The FYP page knows it will send it out to the people it needs to send it out to. That's it. Y'all notice ain't nobody asked y'all to tap. Nobody that is over here. The mods ain't asked you to tap. I ain't asked y'all for no gifts. We don't need all this is Black Suburbia. Usually we're very decorum over here, but I know it's Christmas, so I'm allowing certain things to happen over here. But no, we don't do not share the live. Mm-mm. We ain't doing all that. All right, Bobby, you wanted to say thank y'all. I appreciate y'all respecting the rules.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, even though if you have a lot of money, which is very important, you still have the respect thing that you got to deal with. So, I say, get all the money you can and be very worried about the opposite, the people that you attract, and just try to get with a person that respects you. That would be my whole thing. Just, like, if you get with a woman that don't respect you, bro, you in for a world of pain.
But it feels like that you think women don't respect black men at all. That's the vibes you're giving.
Yeah, I mean, if most, I think, women in the USA, if you go overseas, I would say, yeah, they respect men because that's that's their upbringing. Women aren't even allowed to drive in some countries.
You're
So
right, Bobby. I'm gonna level with you though really quickly. Peace and love, everybody. I'm new on the panel. Happy
Excuse me,
holidays.
Bobby. Please continue. Bobby, please continue. You were
yeah, so
saying
I was just saying, like, there's different levels of respect. So what happens with BLK women tend to believe that the YT man is everything, like a planet, like he's like the sun. Everything should revolve around the YT man, and that's just not how the world works. So the BLK man that lives in the USA or was raised in the USA, it's undermining to him to be with a woman that believes in that system, and he's trying to build. So even though she may think that she's respecting him, subliminally, in the back of her mind, she never will respect him. But if you go to a country
start your
outside,
descent. Bobby, start your descent.
yeah, okay. So if you go to a country outside of America, like Africa or something like that, they've looked up to
Africa is a
BLK men.
continent. Bobby, Africa is a continent,
Okay,
not a
Kenya. It don't matter. Any country
well,
in
let's be clear. There's 54 countries in Africa. Be specific.
Okay, well, Kenya. If you go there, it's ran by a BLK man, and the BLK woman, or they're not BLK woman, they're Kenyan woman. They respect men, and they grew up in that mind frame their whole life to respect men. Whereas over in the USA, it's not always like that. I mean, you see women, they see different
Bobby,
type
how
of.
old are you? Bobby, how old are you?
I'm damn near 50.
I know you fucking lying.
Mm.
I'm
Others
a 80s
lying.
baby. Oh, I got it in. I got it in my 80s and 90s. I was a terror.
80s baby cannot be 50, my love.
Right.
I said almost, ma'am. I'm not about to go through my whole age thing.
I could have swore he said he's 50, but
Okay, so I said almost.
I didn't hear the almost. I don't think the panel did either, but go off, love.
What does it matter? I'm just saying. 80s and 90s was a
Have
different
you,
era.
hold on. I'm trying to see something. Have you been married before?
Yeah, I'm married now. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of women who've been in America,
You got one.
I
You
have a
got
daughter.
Okay, and you're married to a
I don't
woman
want to
that.
get into my personal. This ain't
Well, I
about me.
want you to. I want you
I
to.
don't know anything
It
about
kind of
you.
is.
Oh, I will tell you. You can ask me anything. I'm an open ass book.
Okay, are you a
Um,
homosexual?
Absolutely not. Married 10 years
Okay, so why do you keep on bringing up zesty? What's that about?
because I'm joking and being performative.
But would you say you're zesty?
A little bit. I have some feminine qualities.
Okay,
Absolutely.
okay. So
Never,
where do you?
never
Okay,
ashamed of them.
would you
Hi,
say if
host.
you grew up in another country, you would have those feminine qualities?
I grew up in Scarsdale, New York. It's a suburb of New York City.
Were you raised by a single mom?
Absolutely not. My father is a surgeon. My mother is a medical doctor.
Okay, so somewhere along the line, some zestiness
Bugging.
came, right?
No, somewhere down the line, this is what happened was that my parents let me show up in the world the way I show up in the world.
Mm.
Somewhere in the line, my parents put importance on being a good man. That's what happened somewhere down the line.
Okay, would you say?
Even if I was a homosexual, what would be the problem with that? A lot of homosexual men are standing in the gap for a lot of heterosexual men that want to be super masculine, and now they're in the ground or
The,
in the jail cell.
Mm-hmm.
so the homosexuals are standing up for the heterosexual. Okay, so how do you think the
Well,
homosexual?
I'm just saying
Well,
that's not
okay,
what the
so
topic
so
is
so,
though.
so when man,
So you asked your questions. Now it's time for me to ask my questions.
no,
So
because I haven't
what is
finished.
your
So this is
okay?
the whole
Okay,
homosexuality.
so
So
if
this is
it's
the
not
thing.
going to be,
In the
if
beginning of
it's
time, homosexuals couldn't stand up, right? They didn't have the right to. Now all of a sudden they get all these rights and they think they can show off.
I kind of was here for a little bit of his show.
so all right. So let's first of all, Bobby. I don't know if you go live. You can go live. You can conduct your live any way that you want to. But when you're over here, I ask one simple thing, and that's for respect. It's a conversation. I'm not here to be right. I'm not here to demean you. But it seems as though at your age you have not figured out something as simple as emotional intelligence. We are having a conversation. You ask me questions. I ask you questions.
You
This
don't.
is in,
No, this isn't a personal
in
like
But
panel.
in the end, this is my space. And so if you can follow the
Man, ain't
rules or
nobody
not,
motherfucking.
May I ask a
okay,
question, host?
ciao.
Uh,
So this is
Bob.
what I don't hold on. This is what I don't understand. I know a lot of y'all come from different parts of TikTok, but that says up there, that's my real name, Knox Talks. If you don't like the rules over here, take your ass to Don Trails Paint by Numbers. Take your ass to Toxic Ass Black Diamond. Go over there to the Messy Lives if you can't have a fucking conversation. How are you damn near 50 years old and can't have a fucking conversation with another man? You think you got a got you moment because I move my mannerisms and shit? I don't gotta justify shit to not nobody on this motherfucking app. Cause don't none of y'all pay my bills. Half y'all can't even pay your own fucking bills. You 50 years old and mad. All I was gonna do is ask you, you're mad, you're married, and I was gonna ask, the way you're talking about black women is wild to me, and I was gonna ask him if in fact he was married to a white woman. And that's all I was gonna ask him. But he trying to figure out where I put my dick. He wanna eat it from behind? What?
He was too
Okay,
aggressive.
you came to the right live. If you want me to get I don't let the Balenciaga hat fool you.
Let me go next, right? Let me answer your prompt, bro. Let me answer your prompt,
Oh,
bro.
actually, Sky, meet in the spirit. I'm sorry, baby, I'm not saying your name right, but she was next, and then it should you. If we're going by technical order, no shade.
Do your thing.
Oh, hi. Thank you. I'm just patiently waiting. Yeah. So to answer, well, if it's okay for me to just one thing Bobby said, when he said this isn't about my personal life. I feel like this prompt is asking us what our opinions are, and how can you give an opinion if it's not personal? That's just kind of my thoughts, but I digress. But to answer this, to be honest, I don't think it's black women or black men ruining our community. I really do think I
I'm
don't
not
want to
laughing
sound
at you.
like
I'm
this.
not laughing at you. Don't pay attention. Keep going, sister.
No.
I'm just being performative. That's how it works over here. Everybody
Um,
worried about where my penis going. It ain't going to you.
yeah, you definitely not that you need my reassurance, but I don't, you didn't give me that vibe. But so I do think that our community is being destroyed from outside. Outside, what's the word I want to say? I can't think of the word, excuse me. But, and what I mean by that,
Influences,
hmm?
outside influences.
Yes, influences. Thank you. Sorry, I was gardening before I joined you guys, so I'm kind of, my head's
We
everywhere.
don't advocate. We do not advocate any use of any substances over here.
Gotcha. So I do think there's outside influences that would like to set laws in place, for the black community and black families to be torn apart, whether that may be government assistance. And a lot of times I feel as if people are not raised to use those resources as just literally when you need help and that's it. And I think there are people in government and politics that are encouraging those of I can't even say we have a middle class anymore. It's either one or the other, and that's just kind of like just a very short on what my thinking is. I do not think race is being the reason
What was
for
you
the
tired
black
of?
community failing at this point right now. I do just think it's classism. And I do think that people just assume that because of the color of our skin, that we're not going to love on one another or want to be with one another. So that's just kind of my point, and I apologize. I know I was like all over the place, but I'm
Bald
done.
Eagle. I'm sorry. There is a I don't know if Gia, if it's victim mentality, you can go to another. You know what, mods? Can you please get Gia out here talking about victim mentality? You can victimize in another life. Bald Eagle. The reason why you didn't come up because people who have profile pictures and who are real people are prioritized over people who don't. So that's how it works over here. It's nothing personal. It's just we have people that have no profile picture and they come up and be like, "You're a monkey." So I don't have time for that. So I'm going to prioritize people who have profile pictures. So who's next?
I thought I was next.
Yeah, you're next, brother. Go, Sky Dizzle.
Sky Diesel. So I ain't here to really drop my opinion. I'm gonna drop a fact
You in
for
the
you, right?
car, Sky Deezy? Turn your camera off. You in the car? Come on, tea time. Turn
All
your
right.
camera. Turn your camera off, brother. Turn your camera off.
Right. Look, right. Yeah. I'm hiding from the missus. You know what I'm saying? So so look, right. I'm gonna drop a fact, right? So it's about divide and conquer. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the black man and woman, the government weaponized the women a long time ago, and that's their fault for constantly continuing to weaponize to use their weapon against us. Meantime, in between time, it's the black man fault for basically had basically being behind women who are like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's equally both our fault, to be honest with you.
That makes sense. Be true in the comments. While you talking about our kids are unruly, my son is 16 years old. Believe it or not, I have one. He speaks Japanese fluently, German fluently, kickboxes, plays the piano perfectly. But meanwhile, what other group of kids are going into the schools? So shut the fuck up. Who's next? Diamond. Diamond, please.
Yeah, I'm not in my car. Thank you for letting me up host. Hello, panel. How is everyone doing today?
Hello,
Merry
Diamond.
Christmas.
I'm sorry. Usually we have a little bit more decorum, but today they've been testing me.
I haven't ventured into a panel in a while, but I mean, it seemed like you did have decorum, so that's why I asked to come up. So to stay on topic, there is definitely in the beginning outside sources that manipulated the Black family. Of course, we know that Avery was real. We all know that the existence of the Willie Lynch letter has something to do with that. We understand how structures and systemic racism and things of that nature have been purposely, intentionally put into the BLK community to create friction, to create the falling apart of the BLK family. What I don't agree with nowadays, though, is the continuation of it and that being blamed on outside forces. I don't agree with all accountability being put on the YT community, even though this might have been the beginning of where it began. These systems are in place and they are acting as they have been supposed to have been acting. Okay, this has been, if you look at the Willie Lynch letter, it was specific about the continuation of this happening for years and years and generations to come, right? But once you get to a point where you understand certain systems, that's where you are able to break apart the systems. In all places where there's an empire or any kind of lording system, the people usually rise up, right? The little guy usually comes to get the big guy because after a point of time, the system breaks apart, right? There's a knowledge, there's an awakening that comes about. And so what I don't agree with is everyone, BLK women, BLK men, blaming systems outside of the community when really we are very, very much not willing to take accountability for what we do. Now, in regards to what the host said about that comment about unruly kids, I'm a single mother of 5. I raised 5 children alone. I have wonderful children. I have 7 grandkids. All my grandkids are in 2-parent homes. Yeah, I got the blue crappers. I like them better than the kids. 7 of them, and all of them are in 2-parent households. None of my grandkids are without fathers or without mothers. Okay, that's first. Secondly, 2 of my kids are on their way to making 7 figures here in the United States with the economy that we're in right now. Okay, all my children drive nice vehicles. Okay, they read well. They were raised in libraries. All my grandkids, their first memory of being in a library, I'm getting a video call because it's a tradition, right? So there is a responsibility that we have as BLK people to say, okay, we understand where we come from, but where do we start to include ourselves and our own story and say there's things that we hold ourselves accountable for that we can change. In regards to the prompt, and I'll land my plane, who destroyed the BLK community, I will say this: you can't not go around blaming a Black woman for mass incarceration. You can't blame a Black woman for any attributes that she has or her ability or her resilience to maintain the family unit despite all her men being sent off to prison. And since I've done nonprofit for years and our study was mass incarceration in the school to prison pipeline, I want somebody to come up here and argue those statistics with me, okay? I love how a BLK man will say, we don't support women because, you know, they're too independent or they do this or they have masculine ways, but yet where was you at for the past 15, 20 years? That is generational trauma. It can be passed down. And most of us Black women are not in the speed of rugs. And when I say rugs, I mean that rug that you threw everything on top of and you swept everything underneath. I didn't have rugs in my house. I had wood floors, okay? I like to mop a whole lot. Wasn't no rug, wasn't nothing to lift, wasn't nothing to hide. I was very open and upfront with my children because I understood by that generation and by my age when I was raising kids what generational trauma was. I understood generational curses. So I taught my kids differently. Okay. My BLK sons and my BLK daughters do not think the way my grandmother does. They really don't even think too much the way I do. I gave them the ability to think independently for themselves outside of the systems of systemic racism. So as far as who's breaking apart the BLK community, the women have moved on. We have upheld the BLK community. The community wouldn't be a damn thing if it wasn't for BLK women. Maybe if BLK put some respect on that, as opposed to attacking that and understanding the systems that we're in and then adding a little bit like sprinkling some EQ on there, some emotional quotient in that motherfucker, maybe we would be in a better place. I'll land my plane. And no, I don't hate BLK men. I'm done.
I just have a quick question to ask her if it's okay.
Can I? We need to let that marinate because that was some brain food. That was some brain food. Did y'all hear that? Even the people in the cheap seats. Did y'all hear that? Because I know it's people lurking. We all know that. That was a word. That was a word. That's what we call impartial critical thinking. And a lot of y'all need to take notes. even me. And I'm pretty smart. I got a biology degree. I got to brag a little bit. That was good. Thank you, Diamond. You are always welcome. Mods, make sure that she is very well taken care of over here. Because, wow, that changed my DNA a little bit. A little bit.
Yeah, that was well said.
Coco, stop.
Yeah, I
Coco,
love that.
I mean,
That was
peace. I don't
peace.
need
That
no
wasn't me.
cosigner. I don't need no cosigner piece. While you got your underarms and stuff showing on an
No,
app.
I just want to give her flowers. That's all.
Okay. She ain't dead. Why we
You
giving
are
her flowers?
you a contrarian because you know
Okay,
what?
my bad. I just want to
No,
clap
he
for her.
a
It was well said.
contrarian. He's a contrarian. He knew what the fuck you meant. That man speaks fluent sarcasm. Do you hear
Come on,
me?
y'all. Y'all know we gotta have a little bit of fun. Damn. Alrighty, Coco, you want to give out flowers too?
Well, actually, I had a question before I speak what I wanted to say, and it is all in rooted in respect. I just want to preference that before I ask. Diamond, have you ever been married?
Yes, I'm happily divorced.
Okay, no, the reason why I asked was because sometimes there's a narrative on TT about mothers who have multiple children. I don't subscribe to it, but that's why I wanted to ask because you were speaking of how you invested in your kids and put them in libraries and they're basically doing things that everybody else isn't doing, and I just kind of wanted to be like, give a nod to that because sometimes I think that just the same way it can be with plus size people in their function. I think that when it comes to single moms, sometimes it's this narrative like, oh, they can't raise a black man to be successful. They can't do this. They're doing that. Blah, 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 blah. And I just don't believe in that. I don't. So that's why I was asking about, had you been married
She said
or
I'm
not?
happily divorced, Coco. She said I'm happily divorced.
I know that's what I'm saying. She's not a single mother, but I'm just saying though, there are some women that have had as many children as she had. They are single, never been married. And my whole point is that sometimes the narrative of a single mother, whether it's 5 children, 2 or 1, is sometimes just given like they don't have they're
The
not putting their
ability.
kids in the best position in life to succeed and not be what people think is going to happen. Let me give you an example. Sometimes, and I'm going to land and make it plain with this. Sometimes some that come from a single home more successful than the ones that came from a 2-parent. That's all I'm gonna
I
say.
know you lying. I know you lying. I know
I,
you
I'm just
lying.
I'm just
They
saying.
fitting to drag. They
Can I?
fitting to drag you up in here. You fitting to get dragged,
Yeah, I did
and it
want to
ain't
say
nothing I can.
something.
It ain't nothing I can do about it. Hold on, sisterhood, y'all. We are putting a child. We already put a child through language courses, which are gifts. We are putting a child through piano lessons. So y'all need to. Y'all know I'll be asking y'all for gifts. So y'all know we start with the little money that I get from the gifts. Well, not the little money, and then we double it, and me and my wife pay for it until the child actually gets the talent or whatever it is. So just letting y'all know, I ain't asking y'all to gift me because I know a lot of y'all spent all y'all little money on Christmas. With that said, we should be at 20,000 right now. It's 74 of y'all, 74, 76. I don't know how many y'all in here. Y'all, the least y'all can do is tap. Y'all be acting like my mods don't ask y'all for nothing. Have I ever asked you for anything?
Not even your stinking ass hand in marriage.
Not even your stinking hands in anything you do. No, let me stop. Okay, sisterhood. No, y'all, thank y'all. We don't really ask for gifts over here, but we trying to do something with this. We not trying to get DoorDash or pay for a gala. Sister, sisterhood, you can go now, please.
Okay, thank you. How everybody doing? Good morning. Who is destroying the Black community? Um, yeah, I'm gonna say the Black men. And even though I don't, I'm not really like I'm like if I had to choose one, it's definitely the Black men. When they needed to infiltrate the Black community, when the government wanted to infiltrate the Black community, they start hiring Black operatives, Black agents. When they needed to infiltrate the community with Malcolm X and everything, and Huey and the Black Panther Party, they well, obviously movies and stuff came out. I'm sure you guys see it, but they hired Black agents to infiltrate the Black community to get information on the Black Panther Party and what was going on in the Black. And they never hired women. They always hired a Black man to infiltrate the Black community and bring back the information that they collected to the government and obviously their superior officers. When they needed, even now today, when a white T man shoots and unalive a Black child, they put a Black officer or Black man to speak for the officers that did the crime. And you see that a lot on the news. When when they need drugs pushed or things done, candy pushed. When they need candy pushed or yeah, I thought that's what they say.
Just say schmugs. We ain't gonna refer to schmugs.
Smugs. When they push smugs and weapons through the Black communities, they always sent someone that looks exactly like the people in that neighborhood, aka a Black man.
Okay.
High single mother rates. 40% of 14 to 15-year-old girls are.
Can I ask you a question? So
Yeah, go ahead.
The white T man was like, when the people are in the club, you know, having unprotected schmicks, the white T man is like, yeah, pump, make a baby, unprotected. So
No.
Like I never had a white T man knock on my door and say, you know what, make a baby.
No,
Never happened.
what they did was over sexualize the women and the men. For some reason, the only stereotype.
To me, that seems like a little bit of a cop out. It seems you would think that we as Black people very often say we're the strongest people, which I believe we are, some of, if not the strongest people, right? You know, considering that most of our ancestors survived in the bowels of slave ships, right? We're very strong people. But when I hear a lot of these talking points, you would really think that Black people are infants, that we don't have no control over any of our behavior, that we say, ooh, you know what, there's liquor stores, there's this, and they got this, and they got that. You know, one thing my Jamaican father always says, and I have to say this every live, no one can ride your back if it's not bent. So, yes, I understand. It's not lost on me. I don't need a history lesson. It is not lost on me of the system to which we live in. But you would think that we are a lot stronger minded people than what I hear on a daily basis on this app. It's always somebody else's fault. It's like we literally are just infants walking around, doody doody doo, da 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 da, and everybody's just coming in control. I simply cannot subscribe to that. But continue your point, please.
Okay. Yes, I definitely agree. It's not nobody else's fault, but I'm just saying, like, with everything going on, I did choose. It's definitely the Black man's fault. No, they're not making. White man is not making Black men get multiple people pregnant and stuff like that. They've already pushed out and did the work. But what I'm saying is, when they sent agents, when they sent people, and when they sent people to infiltrate the Black community, they always sent the Black man to do it. But to the other Black men and everything like that, they're obviously doing this of their own accord.
I just find it so interesting when we think about all of this infiltrating and all this stuff you're talking about. I'm not saying that you're incompletely incorrect, but it's funny. Wasn't Josephine Baker? Wasn't she? Okay, never mind.
That's my
Let's
girl. I love me some Josephine. I love me some Josephine.
Me too. I love her too, but you got to read. You got to, I know I look crazy and I'm acting crazy, but who's next?
Blue.
Oh, Bald Eagle, you the one that was trying to get up here so badly. Are you Black, white, Puerto Rican?
Yeah, Black, African American.
You don't. This panel is for Caribbeans.
Oh, am I?
I'm joking. What color hair grease did your mama put on your head? What was the color?
Hold on, let me just come up real quick.
No, I'm just asking you a question. When you was a little boy, what color was the grease that your mama put on your head?
It was like a. I don't even remember, to be honest. But
You ain't that. Yeah, we can't. You don't remember? Ooh,
she used oil, oils and stuff. But hold on, let's
look
come
at
out real
magic.
quick.
Blue magic. There you go. I grew up in the damn suburbs, in the whitest place in the country, and I knew it was blue or green. But my mama, she thought she was fancy. She was spraying this shit, olive something on our heads. That's why I can't. That's why my edge up stay like that. All right, Ball. Ball the ego, please, sir. Continue.
Yeah.
People when they're just helping you. Oh, okay, yeah, use a brother. Use a brother. Oh, this ain't Tinder. Turn it off. Trying to get off. Okay.
Wait, is it off now?
Okay, brother, please.
All right, there we go. So my thing is, I think one concept that we could benefit from understanding is that um, an individual commits crime, right? And how can I explain this? Pretty much, um, I don't know, laying down. So individuals commit crime, but conditions will determine how many individuals commit that crime. And men commit violence everywhere, and poverty will also choose where it spikes at. Men in Asian communities, men in white communities, men everywhere else commit the most crime in their neighborhoods. And I want to ask, like, why aren't black men committing that same level of violence so in like middle and upper class suburbs, right? Um, so say who commits violence, but they won't explain why violence will concentrate in certain areas. And also, I think back to the main question too is like we can't blame the outside. I don't think it's either or. I think it's both and I do think that as individuals, our choices do matter, our community norms do matter, but choices are made inside conditions. They know never in a vacuum, right? So, um, we can hold people accountable and still acknowledge redlining, discriminatory lending, school funding, tied to property taxes.
Yeah, but I think the point is that it's kind of like for me, is it the egg or the chicken? You understand what I mean? How much is being contributed to? Because here's the thing: we can blame. Like, how can we say in one breath, right? And I hear this very often. If you had a traumatic childhood, people will say, "Well, anything once you reach the age of 30, it's on you. It's on you." Then my wife can't stand when I use that voice. Sorry. So, and then in the next breath, we talk about what happened 5,000 years ago. So when is it? And I'm not saying that it isn't, like I said, it is not lost on me that there are systematic things that are fundamentally against Black people. We can never believe that a system that was not built for us is for us. And if we're in the understanding of that, why are we sitting waiting for a system that is not designed for us to give us something we think we can deserve when we have examples of it where people have gone out and got what they deserve. I was brought up in the camp where they won't let you sit at the table, you create your own table. And make sure that motherfucker is that hard oak.
No, actually, I agree with you on that.
Not built in China.
Yeah, the system's not built for us, and we shouldn't sit around waiting for it to suddenly become just. But also, I do think that either the whole premise of either we rely on a system or we take responsibility and build independently, I think that's a false binary. Um, so recognizing structural harm doesn't mean waiting for the system to save us. It means understanding the terrain while we move around it, right, or on it. So I want to kind of like reframe the history a bit. So, um, I would say like redlining didn't end, that long ago, right? Its effects are still visible right now in home equity, school funding, neighborhood safety, right? So I would say like black communities haven't been waiting. We've been more so like adapting, right? Surviving and building still. Often,
Ooh, you ain't
despite
gonna
the
like
system,
my
not because of it.
response. You ain't
Huh?
gonna like my response. Whew, you ain't gonna like my response. Continue. Panel, it's an
That's
open
fine.
panel too. Y'all can interrupt. If I don't agree with them, y'all can interrupt them too.
Okay.
I just wanted to know
Um,
when he was talking about the redlining. I wanted to know. To me, I feel like you're talking about systemic racism and them keeping us out of like certain resources that we should have. But my question is, in 2025, don't you think it's enough knowledgeable BLK people that maybe they can empower other BLK people so that they can go and still get those said resources because they overcame?
that for me.
Yes.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, but my thing is like, I think there are people who are knowledgeable, and I think that empowerment, of course, matters, right?
What's getting killed over
But
there?
knowledge does not
Bald ego.
replace.
Wait, hold on. We ain't gonna glaze over that
No, no,
noise. What the
I'm
hell
gonna
is
respond
going
to it.
on?
But
What is
knowledge
that?
does not replace
Bald ego.
access.
What the hell is that noise?
That was the T. My T.
What?
The
Oh, okay.
tea.
We're just making
Yeah.
sure ain't nobody getting unalived over there because you don't
No,
know.
that was a tea kettle. But knowledge does not
Oh,
replace access, right? So we can teach someone everything about credit, but their parents were locked out of home ownership. They're still starting without criteria, or sorry, collateral. Um, so redlining wasn't just about where people lived; it's about who also had access to wealth and who built wealth and who didn't. So the wealth gap didn't reset when the law changed, right? It compounded. So the key point is like home equity, the school quality, networks, startup capital, safety. So knowledge won't magically generate intergenerational assets. So, and I'll say one more thing: if knowledge alone fixes inequality, why do black college graduates still have less medium wealth than white high school graduates? Right. So I'll stop
you
there.
want to know why? You want to know why they do? It's because they're not ambitious enough. You got to be like how I was. I had the same problem when I graduated from NYU with my little biology degree. It was very difficult for me to find a job. So I get what you mean, right? There was people who graduated with like in the top 50% and they got jobs before I did. So you know what my daddy told me? He said, "Son, you live in a world of 184 sovereign nations. You have a passport. You have a passport. So you need to start looking somewhere else." And that's why I live in Dusseldorf, Germany. I am a clinical researcher for one of the world's biggest pharmaceutical companies. So I think what happens is that we sit in the United States and say, "Yeah, the system." I get it, it sucks. But we also need to give our talents where they're wanted. And I think that a lot of people in the United States, especially black people, are landlocked. If the system is not for you, then figure it out. You are not obligated, black people, to stay in that country. You are not obligated to stay there. Y'all don't want to get me started on here, not on Christmas. I'm trying to go easy on y'all. I'm
Can I
trying to go
go?
easy.
May I? Host.
What can I
Dr.
respond
Mo?
on? I can wait.
Yeah, let him land his little
Oh,
helicopter, because that ain't
yeah. Yeah.
nobody.
So
That ain't
I would
nobody's place.
say that one person's workaround doesn't explain population level outcomes. So individual solutions don't automatically scale into collective explanations. So for every person who used their passport and succeeded, there are many who can't because of money, family obligations, immigration barriers, credential
You
transfer
know
issues.
how many?
So
It's always an excuse. It's always a pushback. Have you heard of Blacksit? Have you heard of Blacksit? Anybody on the panel heard of Blacksit before? There are black people. Do you know how much it is to buy a plane ticket somewhere? Do you know that black people outside of that, I can never say the word, the diaspora, that countries in Africa are saying that all you have to do is get here. All you got to do is get here. You got an automatic visa. You have citizenship. Do you know about the 5 sections? And this ain't no conspiracy theory. You
Yes, they
have,
are actively working to close the diaspora in Africa, and there are certain
yeah.
countries, because it is a continent. I ain't gonna say that, but there are certain countries that are saying those that have done their ancestry, and those that can prove like the percentage of connection is like so minuscule, that they are offering you, not just citizenship, but means to support yourself, means of working, means of basically entering their community and their economic, based on you just being. That's a whole nother conversation though, because I ain't going nowhere near no damn continent of Africa. I ain't never seen no boats pull up. But I understand what you're saying about
But
closing
I
the
know,
sport
but what I'm
and
saying
not being
is,
landlocked here.
yeah, exactly, Diamond, because here's the thing. If you look at, like, for example, we had an issue in Germany, right? Where a lot of Africans, a lot of Asian people didn't want to come to Germany. Why? Because of the racism, the systematic, all this types of stuff. So you know what? Germany, because it's an aging population, ain't nobody fucking. They ain't got no kids. So no, really. So basically, what Germany said is, you know what? They're making it more attractive for people to come over here. That's all it is. So when you start draining, because let me tell you something, and then I'll shut the fuck up and let y'all go. White people in the United States should be very happy that black people are in the United States. Black people are the buffer between them. I live in Europe and I see the way that they tear each other down. If you are Italian, you are not white in Europe.
Nope.
If you are Bulgarian, you are not white.
Nope.
If you are from France, you ain't white. So white people in the United States, be very happy y'all got the Mexicans and the blacks, because we are your buffer. And
Me
as
and my
soon
son
as
are moving abroad, Knox. We're literally
exactly,
the only person I've ever heard say that.
you know what? And as soon as black people start leaving in larger numbers, oh, I guarantee you, just like my father always said, if 1 million black men and women got their pew pew license, the pew pew laws would change like
Of
that.
course.
They would be on that Congress floor like you wouldn't believe it. But my thing is this: black people, I think we forgot our power. We say it, but we forgot our power and our influence. Do you understand? You can go to any corner of this globe, and I'm not bragging because I know a lot of y'all gonna be like, he's dry bragging. I'm not bragging. I've been in 57 countries, and in every single one of those countries, whether it was Norway or Singapore, I saw the influence of the African American individual.
Mhm.
And then we in the country talk about, well, the system. Knock the motherfucking system down, then. Tear it up. I'm gonna get flagged for incite violence. I know somebody in here that's gonna report
Not at
me.
all, but I
All
will say
right,
this: that son of mine, the one that is about to be making, his I ain't gonna say his little 7 figures. It's just a joke among the family, right?
That's
But
AJ.
my other son I've been telling my kids about moving abroad since they were younger. I literally did not do it. Because I wanted them to being raised a XJW and an ex cult member. I was taken from family and relationships at a young age, so I found the importance of them being able to say I've had the same friends since I was in junior high or elementary as I all through high school. But now that my kids are older and those bills are hit and they're understanding, and the reason they understand, let me make that very clear, is because of that library that I had them in. The reason they understand systemic racism, the reason they understand certain things, because even as a single mother, I was the one that was at the school. I never went to conferences with my kids. I never went to any conferences because I felt there was no need to be catching up on something they did 4, 3, 5 months ago, right? Tell me in real fucking time, because I got a whole damn job, all right? I got shit to do. I'm a single parent. So that meant if my child is misbehaving or something is going on, you call me at my job, I will address them in real time at that moment. I rarely got phone calls because I was always at that school for the student of the month. I'm relating that to this by saying, generationally or not, it doesn't matter the environment that you're in, which is to attribute to what you're saying. Even though you come from a doctor as a dad and medical, background in your history, and a 2-parent home, my children did not. To attribute to what she was saying above about, they say that single mothers can't raise fruitful children or raise black men. That is narrative that is passed around, but I do feel that comes from ignorance. I feel like a lot of projection is happening in the black community, and I do feel like we have definitely lost our power. The awakening that is happening right now is, and I'm going to try not to curse on here because I do have a sailor's
Oh no, you
mouth.
can curse. I love it. I love it. I stay
I
cursing.
don't like this raggedy motherfucker. I don't like the United States, never have. When I came came to an understanding of reading and understood what these systems were, the natural pattern of my thinking, because I'm a little bit on the analytical side, was why the hell are we still here? Right? Which was why I was aiming to move abroad when my kids were younger. I will say this. I've made a point. Now, Thailand is where I'm headed. There's a very beautiful, huge Black expat community there, but that was not first on my list. First on my list was actually Spain and Portugal. Okay. And there is ism everywhere you go. Okay. And I think that that's the first thing that you will hear when you tell someone that you're Black and that you want to leave the United States. You can, but what I tend to hear is a whole conversation where we dog out, oh, how racist it is over here and how the tax system is and how we can't get ahead. But then when you say, well, you can go somewhere else, the next response they give you is, oh, it ain't that bad though. I ain't say all that. You know, I'm not about to go to, and they have all these opinions about other places they ain't never been, places
And
they've
let me
never
tell
been
you,
about.
and let me tell you, I think United States purposely, there's like a conditioning that they tell Black people that you're hated everywhere else. Some of the
Yes.
places people have said to me, oh, that's racist, that there's racist over there. Never had a problem. Never had one issue. People talk about how Germany's this and Germany's that. Do you know in Germany, if you call somebody the N-word or any racist name, you get fined 3,000 euros.
Yep. Thailand is a
I'm
place that has
waiting.
never
I'll be
been
like this
touched by
every day. I'll be
colonialism.
like, please call me a monkey up in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Call me. No,
Thailand
really.
has never touched colonialism. It is one of the few places on this earth that has never been touched by colonialism. Okay, so the people there are very calm. They're very welcoming. They're very as long as you are respectful to their culture, they have a lot of patience with you. I've just never been a person that believed in speaking knowledgeably about something I don't know nothing to fuck about. Okay, if that's just how I think. If I don't know, I don't like to be stupid. I don't like to sound dumb. So I will ask questions and I will go down the rabbit hole so I don't sound like an ignoramus. But I mean to speak so and it's an Americanized way of thinking. And that's basically when I raised my kids, what I did not give them. I did not give them an Americanized way of thinking. I said, I just want you to grow up and be great, whatever that greatness looks like to you. But as long as you have access to books and you can read, and now we're in an age where you have access to knowledge at your fingertips on a phone, there is absolutely no excuse for anyone to be ignorant of anything. So I personally don't have a campaign for anybody that's ignorant. If you can speak to me and you come out of ignorance, I have a very low BS tolerance.
But you know what? Before you land your plane, I think that we also have been conditioned where people just want to be right. And people think that people have an opinion about stuff that they have no idea about. That's why I stopped talking about my job. I stopped talking about certain things with certain people, because how you gonna sit here and tell me what I do for a living and you don't even got a high school diploma? Do you get what I'm saying? And I know that sounds elitist or whatever word y'all come up with.
It doesn't
I
know
just
because I
want
don't
to
possess a high school diploma, but I'm more well read than a lot of people that I've
No,
met.
not you, Diamond.
No, but
Not
I'm
you.
saying that to your point. I don't possess a high school diploma. When I was raised at JW, I was homeschooled, and they yanked that from me right before because I decided I wasn't going to be a Jehovah's Witness anymore. So I mean that's all neither said and done. That the point that I'm making is there is no excuse. I definitely am a standing walking statistic. Everything that I look like on paper is nothing that I am in person, nor what I've turned out to be, nor is it responsive or indicative of any of my capabilities. Okay, because I know some smart dummies. You understand what I'm saying? I know some really smart dummies. All of that being said, and me being a person that has 5 children that raised them and did all this, there's a certain way I should be. There's a certain way I should speak. There's a certain way I should conduct myself. There's certain things I should know and should not know. And none of that adds up because to what you're saying.
Bald Eagle wants to rebut you, so start your dissent,
Yeah.
please.
So all that being said, it is about agreeing, losing your power, and basically saying in an Americanized way of thinking, there are certain blocks and walls that are there, but we wouldn't be what we were if we accepted those blocks and those walls. It is a decision that you make every day that you wake up to be what you want to be. And yes, it is control over your brain, it's control over your mind, it's control over your perspective. It is how you think. We're not saying that systemic racism doesn't exist. We're not saying redlining was never a thing. We're saying, okay, we know that. What is the answer to that? Not an excuse, not victimhood, but a survivor's mentality, because there's a difference. And which one you thinking and which lane you fall in is going to definitely dictate how far you go. You can go ahead, Bald
All
Eagle.
right. Just real quick, I just want to say, first of all, I appreciate y'all being in the live tapping and gifting. It's Christmas for y'all. Christmas was yesterday here in Germany. So that's why I'm online. Because a lot of people are like, why are you online? We can do whatever we want. That's my phone. Everybody's phone. They can do whatever they want. Y'all don't know people's personal situations. Why are you online on Christmas? Not everybody celebrates Christmas. You ever think about that? Okay. Amen with a side of hallelujah. Mashallah. Bald eagle.
Yeah, I I think it's amazing what she did as a parent. Honestly, intentional and raised thoughtful kids.
Yeah,
That's
man.
really important. And she supports. I actually do agree with, of course, like the trope that black women can't raise strong black children. That's a harmful trope. But I think what we're talking past each other is that we're describing in a panel what exceptional parenting can do. I'm talking about what systems do to populations. So exceptional outcomes don't disprove structural patterns. They show what it takes to overcome them, right? So at one point, someone said, environment
So would
doesn't
you
matter.
say, Bald Eagle, black people are better off? Sorry, I'm going to spar with anybody on the panel. So would you say that black people are better off today than they were 50 years ago?
Yes.
Okay, continue.
So as I was saying too, no, back to my last point was that she had mentioned, or someone else mentioned, that environment doesn't matter, but environment always matters. So what varies though is whether someone has the resources to buffer against the environment. So we buffer our children, right? Like time, attention, advocacy, libraries, presence. Many parents want to do that and simply don't have the same margin. So we gotta reframe success as effort and also capacity, not effort alone. So leaving is also a valid personal choice. I don't judge anyone for exiting a system, but leave you don't like it can't be the answer for a whole population, right? Because a system is judged by how it treats people who can't leave. So if the solution requires international, oh, thank you,
But there's a lot of people who
mobility,
can
savings,
leave
passports,
and they
and
just
risk
don't want
tolerance,
to.
then there's already wait. So if the solution requires international mobility, savings, passports, and risk tolerance, then it's already not universal, right? So saying the system is bad and saying I can't support my entire life are not contradictions, right? So critique doesn't obligate exile. You can criticize a house without
What
being able to
is
afford a move.
ego? Tell me about Liberia. You know about Liberia? I might be saying it incorrectly. Is it
The-
Liberia?
yeah, Liberia. So, well, yeah. So actually, yeah, Liberia was in a new country, right? It was a Back to Africa project to free Black Americans, but it was not a Pan African liberation movement. It was organized by
Well, all those
a
black
group of
people
white
were,
elites.
do you think that those black people were better off then than black people now?
So, but yeah, but that was developed by a group of white elites though who
But
wanted to remove.
they still
But
were
they
able
wanted to
to.
remove free Black people from the U.S. to stabilize slavery
Okay.
by reducing
Okay.
dangerous, quote unquote, dangerous free Black people. So this is actually a U.S. political project, though, not African self determination. So that actually was a white supremacist movement. So the yeah,
Okay. All righty.
You hear him
I'm not
say
here to be
that
right.
there was a thing, that there was a thing
I
in
want to hear
regards.
from TH. I want to hear. Sorry, Diamond. I want to hear from TH, and I want to hear from Know Your Worth. What's up, brother? I didn't. I see you. I see you rejoin the panel after the other day. Know your worth. I'm about to drop him
How
because he
you
be
doing,
starting.
host?
Yeah, I'm good. I was about to drop you because I know you like to start drama.
But no, I just want to answer the prompt. I feel like
Wait, hold
it's
on. I
the
got to
key.
get to TH. I want to
Oh,
get to
okay.
TH because he's in. I mean, he or she is in the comments. What's up, Felicia? And know your worth. Y'all, welcome. Merry Christmas. TH.
Hello, thank you for letting me on the panel. I'm
Are you
just,
a sister? Are you a
I
sister?
am, I am. I'm a black woman.
Describe the
We
game.
call
Describe the
our,
game. Hold on, TH. Describe hopscotch to me.
it's a game where you basically take chalk and you draw this like boxes in a single single, double, single, single, and then like usually you have like a half circle at the top, and then you
Hmm.
just hop through it. Sometimes you decorate it with your friends, and
Okay.
yeah, that it's usually paired with that. And like when you're like at recess, you have like the double dutch stuff, and then
You doing too much. You doing too much. We know you black.
oh,
Calm
okay.
down. I'm joking. I'm joking. Okay, that makes sense to me. All righty. TH, please. You wanted to say?
So I believe that the main portion, or the main, I guess, ideology, because I know in the question it said, who do you think is destroying the Black community? But I don't think now it's a who anymore because the ideology that that person or that group would have pushed on to Black Americans has died, and the idea is living on as its own, I guess, personification of that person. Obviously, there's a lot of history, that Black history that has been lost over time. Like, that's part of the reason why Black people are called Black, because I'm pretty sure we all know that we have no, like, on paper traces back to Africa. That's also why a lot of people are against going to other countries because what are we going there for? We don't have any cultural ties there. And the thing is a lot of American culture, not Black American, I mean American as in like other races, it's a dichotomy between assimilation and giving away what's yours in order to be a part of the melting pot. And then the other side is if you aren't assimilated enough, then get out, then it's you have to leave. And it's that's also kind of what you were talking about, the point of how in Germany, in Europe, there's no such thing as like them being white people, because the proximity to whiteness is also an ideology that lives on its own and isn't really real. Because in America, we have, as you were saying, the Latinos, the Black people, the Asians, to separate whiteness from other races. But when whiteness, which is, because I hate to make this comment because you live in Germany, but the Aryans and the white hair, the blonde hair, blue eyes, pale skin, that was the ideology. Most white people, you look at them, they don't look like that. They, and over time with like I guess globalization and obviously laws being passed where interracial, not even just dating, just interracial interactions aren't illegal. You have white people that are never going to be fully white. Just like again, how we talk about how Black people can't just be sent back to Africa or sent back to Caribbean. Black people are not just Black. They're not just African. A lot of times, if
Quincy
you
was
look
from North
into a
America.
lot of different, yep, if you look into a lot of different people's lineages, they do have that slave master blood in them. Unfortunately, they do have
You
Native
you know
American
what
blood
the
because
estimates are. You know what the estimates are that in the United States, and the estimates are that it's between 17 and 23% uh, European blood in the average African
mhm,
American.
yep,
And
and that
y'all
makes
know that,
sense.
right? Black people in the United States, and I hate to say this, I was born in the United States, but they did so much raping that they created a
Hmm.
whole nother, there is no such thing as the African American person. They created almost a whole nother, that's another life. I'm thinking about the prompts. I'm going to get, because I don't want
I
FBA
would
over
read this
here
all
and
day.
B1 and C10. I don't need all of them over here today. But okay, continue. AJ, wait, hold on. AJ, mod is it's your panel. I gotta go to the bathroom and check on my family. I'll be back. Continue, TH.
Thank you. Again, thinking about the ideology that is now the who that is destroying the Black community. Think about it. If it's if the who that is killing or that is destroying the Black community and killing Black culture is an ideology, it can be anywhere. It can be in a book. It can be in your favorite social media person's post on an off thought. Like I noticed, this is just personally me noticing because I was a data or am a data science student. Just noticing through the social media, like with looks maxing and all this like eugenics propaganda that's popping up, where they're not labeling it as that, but if you actually listen to the words that they're saying, even if it's at the end of their sentence or if it's a small mini phrase, it's that ideology that's both forever morphing because it's like moving a goalpost to always have something you have to become to create more separation and division within the Black community. Because if the standard of this is just an example, if the standard of beauty is white, think about how that would affect the black community, which is quite literally the theoretical polar opposite of what a white person is, both in practice, so in terms of how race is expressed in the like sorry, the class I guess setup, and also in terms of like visually how you look phenotypically. And I just personally think that until more people adopt books like I'm kind of blanking on the book, but it's the book where it's essentially like deconstructing racism in white people, or to the same stroke of thought, where it's deconstructing sexism in women, where unless those ideologies are firmly planted in education and people are taught how to learn and how to critically think, because that's another thing with redlining that we were talking about before in the school systems, where people legitimately do not know how to learn. They do not know how to critically think, and it's not taught. So when you have these books that are teaching you this is how you unlearn racism, this is how you unlearn sexism, this is how you better your life, this is how you survive as a black person in America, this is how you improve your community, they don't even have the capability to learn how to ingest that information. So that's just what I was thinking.
Yeah. Oh, I was talking to my wife, y'all. I know y'all think I don't got one. 'Cause, you know. Oh, mind your continue, y'all. Why y'all in my business?
If I can interpret truth is though, that's kind of along the lines of what Bob Eagle was saying. You can't explicitly say that everyone is supposed to leave, that everyone is supposed to leave to solve the issues, but the truth is, and even to what you're saying, TH, it all makes sense. The understanding, the sexism and all that, but at the end of the day,
Nexism.
Smexism. At the end of the day, you can't, to what the host said, you can't expect a system that is created to function and it's functioned the way it was set to function to be the issue, and to wait around to let the system not function the way it's supposed to. If we are aware of the systems, that in and of itself is the solution. I think I think what's still kind of going above and beyond is us talking about this is the issue. This is the issue. They haven't taught us. We know Rockefeller set up the school system so that we weren't supposed to learn. We know all this, right?
I agree.
Let me go old school and say when old school
But we're in
taught
the
you.
age of like selling our attention spans, where everything is now a distraction. So even if you have that goal plan or you have that goalpost right there, literally Meta, TikTok, all these apps, all of these the new forms of media, short form content, that has not been a thing ever, because people had the attention span to watch a 2 minute ad, to read a 30 page paper. And now with the short form content and inadvertently conditioning our brains to not be able to dissect things and be
Right,
able
but
to
are you
have
aware of the
the
condition in your brain? But
Hold
see,
on a
here's what I'm
second.
saying. Let me land this.
Hold on,
If you're
Diamond.
aware,
Hold on,
whatever
Diamond.
you're
Diamond,
aware
hold on.
of, okay.
Oh Lord. Hold on, just really quick. Amanda, the reason why they're calling me Prince is because I have another profile with, I was very popular on TikTok at one point, but not for positive stuff. I'll just put it that way. So a lot of people know me as Prince, and a lot of people, that was my profile name. So don't start no controversy over here and stop calling FBA. All right, Diamond, thank you. Continue.
If old school would say, if you know better, you do better, right? That's what old school would say. Even when it comes to these platforms, yes, we know that the platforms are set up for short attention spans. We know the likelihood of this happening. This is things that we are aware of. We're still not dealing with the additives of what we know as opposed to what we can change. No one's about to erase TikTok. No one's about to erase Meta, right? These are things that are not going to be changing, at least not in the immediate or far-fetched future. So if we understand what the issue is, how do we fix it beyond that? Because it's going to be a slew of excuses and reasons why things are a certain kind of way. I don't see anyone being action-based or being solution-based. I see a lot of things coming up about why this is happening, and then redlining, and then, TikTok, and don't nobody read. Okay, well then that's like explaining to me why I'm not the statistic that I look like when I on paper. On paper, I should not be able to speak and understand the concepts that I understand because that's statistically what it's supposed to be like. You do understand that empires only last for a certain amount of time. The empire, okay, air quotes, of the United States of America has been in existence over 200 years. It is already in its fucking decline. The United States of America is in its decline. And whether or not you choose to sit here and not see it for the larger picture that it is a choice. We have a lot of things that we cannot control, right? There are a lot of things that are not in our control, but I don't hear anyone talking about the things that are in their control. I choose not to spin my wheels on things that I cannot change. I choose not to do. That is a choice that I wake up and make every single day, right? I can't change TikTok. I can't change Meta. I can't change who the president is. I can't change Avery. I can't change Ism, right? So then what can Diamond do to make her life worth living? What can I do to pass on a legacy of not but to her grandchildren and do something different? Okay. And as far as what Bald Eagle said, because I never got a chance to address that either, he said everybody does not have the ability to move abroad. Yes, they do. If you can get your ass on the phone and you can push a button and you can get up here and say that you can't, you literally possess the ability to move abroad. I'm going to
But they
go
can
ahead
go
and
to
say it.
the,
Okay.
but you know what, Diamond? They can go to the club every weekend and make the bottles pop for 300. They can buy the Nikes for, and y'all can
Guns
say
and butter.
I'm saying y'all can say that I'm doing YT talking points, but all you got to do is scroll up on the app and look at these profiles. Everybody's drinking that yak.
I mean, kind of to add on to what you were saying about like the quotation marks, YT talking points, Diamond, to add to your solution based, I guess,
Thank you for the
learning would
gifts.
be to create the black version of whatever the Trump cult, whatever Trumpies,
Yeah,
whatever they did to get that effervescence, to get that bonding, to get that amount of cognitive dissonance where they can have the truth in their face and not actually register it. If we can create that for the black community, but like with the stance of the Black Panther Party, then we will be able to take back the US. Because statistically, we are better, stronger, smarter. Like black women are outperforming. Like yada yada. You guys know the stats.
take back.
It's been historic, and we haven't even had the same timeline as white people. They've had a head start for a long time.
TH,
So
start your descent. Start your descent.
okay, so just essentially, what the solution would be to have a radicalized black party that is actually uh, blindly leading towards the black direction of whatever the group guesses that for that to be. So yeah, I definitely agree with all your talking points, Diamond, and definitely thank you for chatting.
Except for the
Absolutely.
we
You
part,
guys,
because I don't think that the we is the answer. I think it's us. I think the we part. I think the we is the problem. He doesn't think like a lot of people do, and I don't think like a lot of people do. And I think the issue is, it isn't even an issue. What saved me is taking out the we. See, I can't think for the whole population. I can't think for a lot of Negroes up in here that don't even have the ability to do that because they choose not to think that way. And I would still be sitting here spinning my wheels if I thought about we. See, I understood that I knew what I couldn't control, and I know how I could influence my children. It starts as an individual. A community becomes a community by the individuals that make up that community. So for me, I ain't gonna hold you up. Ain't no we in my damn vocabulary. I think about an I, because if I thought like a we, I'd be fucked up right now. So I believe that if we all worry about ourselves and do the shadow work to do our own think and think individually, as opposed to that group thinking, which happens amongst any population, no matter what color you are, we'll be better off. I don't fuck with no we's. I only do the eyes. I'll land my
she says
plane. And
she's
thank
not.
you for what you said, TA.
She says she's not French.
Hey,
Alrighty.
Mr. Knox,
Yeah.
Mr. Knox.
Hold on, peace.
I just want to say
Aisha,
thank you for having me on your
John.
panel.
Okay.
I gotta go.
Absolutely, peace.
All right.
Anytime, bro. Anytime. Anytime. Really. TH left. I don't. They hit. Sadly, so true. Okay. So Aisha and then John Boy. John Boy, do you know Stephanie? Really quick, John Boy. John Boy. I know y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me?
Horribly wrong. What was the question?
I said, can you hear me? I said, do you know Stephanie?
Stephanie who?
Okay, you don't know her. Okay.
They call her Heffany.
No, I'm talking. No, her name is Stephanie Boyd. She's a judge.
Oh
She has the
yeah,
same name.
out in
Stephanie
Texas.
Boyd. Yeah, yeah, out in Texas. All right, so let's go Aisha, and then we'll go John Boyd. Aisha, hello. I ain't seen you in a New York minute. You've been in the messy lives, that's why. All
Never,
right.
never in the messy.
You was over
I've
there
been
in Black
busy.
Diamond's lives. Don't you lie to
I've
me.
been busy. I've been busy. But Know Your Worth wanted to speak, so I'll sit back and let this person
Oh,
speak.
all
They
right.
ain't get to speak yet.
Know your worth. Know your
Okay.
worth. You know it.
Yes, sir. I've been sitting here waiting patiently.
Yeah,
um,
I was purposely skipping you because I want you to exercise impulse control, and you did a great job today.
Real good. You have been waiting for a long time. You did real good, man.
I
All
got
right.
I got little kids, so you gotta be patient.
All right.
But I yes, y'all can go ahead. My wife just called me.
All righty. John Boyd. Yeah, I know, brother. I know how it is.
All right. So, um,
Aisha.
to answer the prompt, who, in my opinion, who is destroying the black community? I blame both men and women. You know, who have the access, knowledge, know-how, education, it's all of that, who just don't want to share the information, you know, who think it's easier to downgrade, disrespect, point out issues, criticize. You know, I think that is more popular than anything these days among our community. And if we're speaking as a whole, but as far as I'll piggyback off what Diamond says, I operate in I. You
But do
understand?
you
So
think,
I do what's best for me. But to
well,
answer for the prompt,
Aisha, do you think there's a level of frustration among certain demographics of the black community?
can you repeat that?
So do you think that there is a level of frustration within the body of the black community? I mean, I just had to scream at somebody on my panel the other day because I'm a strong believer that we should not be calling our young boys YNs, but we put our stamp on it. We around here calling our children, our young boys YNs. So I think there is a level of frustration in certain pockets of and that's why you're seeing the reactions. And that's why you're seeing the people saying, well, get your shit together. And I think of the era of kissing people on the forehead and whispering sweet nothings in their ear, I think it's over for a lot of people.
That
I
never
think
been
a
the
lot of
era.
people
See,
have had
that's
enough.
the prop. That it never been the era, in my opinion.
Um,
But here's the thing.
I think we coddle a lot in the black community.
I don't think so. I don't think so. And that's just my opinion. But the frustration for me, that I see is just that it's always gonna be
Okay,
that. It's always gonna be that. You understand what I'm saying? Just like Diamond said, there's things that we just cannot change. There are people who have that type of mindset, but what irks me is the amount of time and dedication that it goes to pick these people apart. Like, what's the point of that? You
but
understand
why
what I'm saying?
should
Like,
but Aisha, why should they not be picking apart? They are
because
because
there's
here's what's happening. No, because here's what's happening. The minority is starting to represent the majority. If not, they are representing the majority.
but do you know
You
how
know,
long
I
that
don't know,
conversation
Aisha,
been
I don't
going
know
on?
one black woman. Hold on, I don't know one black woman in my life who is a single mother. I don't know one.
Kudos to you,
No,
but there
it's not
are
about giving
millions of black
kudos.
mothers.
Yeah, but
But that's what I'm saying, because
you're
here's
not
but
getting my
that's
point though. You're not getting my
this is
point. But okay,
I don't think you
continue.
understand. So this is my point. My point is there are things that we cannot change. There are it comes with a mindset. When you see the
What are those
YNs
things we
and
can't change? What are the things we
people's
can't change?
mindset, If people have a mindset to not change or not want to be better, let them do that. My thing is, there's still a whole population of people, right? There's still a whole population of people who do have a mindset, who do want better for the community, who do want better for their kids, who do want better. Let's like focus on that. Like, I think we spend too much as a community talking about the negative things. Like that just don't make sense
That's
to
where
me.
the problem is lying, though, Aisha, is that we haven't been. And that's what I'm talking about. We have given, and I know I hate this word, but y'all love this word on this app. I believe we have given out too many grace cards. We have ignored a lot of the interworkings, all of the cancerous shit that's been going on in the community right now, Aisha. So you're telling me, oh, I shouldn't focus on. I just had a live about there is 83,000. Hold on, the background noise is about to take me out.
Oh, that's my
Okay, I got you. I'm sorry, Aisha. I just got. I want to finish the point. So you're telling me, right? We should ignore, and I want everybody. I'm not coming for Aisha. I love me some Aisha. She is from the old days of when I first started going around. But we don't have the conversation. You're telling me, and I just had a live about it. Between 83,000 and 87,000 Black children are in foster care today. That's not a stat from 2 years ago. That's not a stat from 5 years ago. So I cannot subscribe to the idea of not putting our foot on the necks of some of the people in the community before their behavior. It's not going to happen no more. And that's why I said the era of us being nice and white glove in every situation and saying, well, they just don't know. They didn't grow up. Come on, we have children. We have children that are damaged. And you know what? Damaged children become wounded adults. Wounded adults end up doing crazy shit. And they represent our community. That's what I'm not understanding.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. If we all know what the problem is within our community, we know what plagues it. We know all of that. My problem is the time that people sit and talk about it with no action, and
No
this
solution.
big thing of wanting to discipline this community. My thing is, here's my solution. If you have the access, the education, the knowledge, the community, the resources, you take that and make into action. Set up programs. There's other things that we can do besides sit around and bash each other. That's the problem. Too much time is being spent on just bashing each or disciplining those who do not see the world or view the world or operate in the world as we would like them to do.
I'm a strong believer in bringing
devil's
shame back.
advocate, Aisha, and with you, Knox. I wonder if I could play devil's advocate, because I'm like literally in between you both. Because while I do believe that there's a lot of coddling going on, that might be the mom in me, but I'm a firm believer in some damn tough love. I love the shit out of some damn tough love. I'm sorry. People might not like the way I deliver what I'm saying, but you will respect what the hell I'm saying, because it's based in fact. And if people learn differently. If you can't get it to me saying to you the sensitive way, I prefer to be a very direct individual. Again, you might not like it, but you can't misunderstand what the hell I'm saying. But I do agree with her when she's saying there's a lot of talking going around and no action. And I believe in doing things within myself. That YN comment. I'm totally for that. I don't like it. I do hear what he's saying when he says the minority is starting to represent the majority. I do understand that while those statistics do land and hit true, once you look at somebody, and if it went from there used to be a way where we said, I have a saying, I love black people, but I hate niggas. I say that all the time, because I feel there's a distinctive difference between the two. There's the ignorance that comes along and with the mindset of it, and then there's black people, for lack of better words, because that's what they call us, right? But it seems to be with the internet, with us being able to touch each other, with social gangsters and stuff like that, people have the ability to be their true selves and how they really are. And I just feel like what we're seeing has always been there. There's always been this essence of ignorance in the community. There's always
Always.
been this essence of stupidity and I'm gonna choose to do dumbass shit, even though generationally people back in the day couldn't read and fought and unalived and got torn apart by horses and crap for you to be able to pick a damn book up and read some shit. But now we can't even get you to walk into a library. If you know the statistics about when a young black man actually enters a library. What?
I don't know what's going on. My mom's left, so I
Oh,
don't
she
know.
asking for gifts. They said in the comments. So drop
Okay,
her.
let's go ahead and you know what? Let's go ahead and get her up out of here. But
If
continue.
you understood the statistics that surround when a BLK child actually walks into the library for the first time, it would make you fucking cry if you understood the history behind us having the ability on this land to be able to even read for a certain period of time. I know that I'm being very biased, but I just
start your descent, and then we're gonna do Mo correct, and then John
But
Boyd,
before you do that, can I just get a word in?
and then Jeff. Yeah, no. Diamond start, y'all. I'm just telling you the order because you know people been complaining.
Because all I want to say is, I just speak in plain language because this is the app. All right, plain language so everybody can understand. But at the end of the day, I done said in many meetings, I've been a part of many organizations dealing with these issues. Period. And it's never going to change. What's going to change it is programs, it's literacy, it's financial. These are things that need to be set up. All of this going back and forth is ridiculous. Talking about the statistics and this and that. At the end of the day, these problems will not go away. People are going to be peopling. There are always going to be ignorant people. There are always going to be people who do not agree there are always going to be people who live in a way that we don't agree. But there are hundreds and thousands and millions of other Black people who will adapt, but there are no resources. So what grinds my gears is those with the education, the resources, the know-how that just sit back and talk about problems all day. Put some action behind these statistics. Put some programming. You understand what I'm saying? Use these platforms to have solution-based conversations, because at the end of the day, they come off as passive-aggressive in displaying a whole lot of microaggressions about our own community. And it's troubling. It's troubling to me. That's my opinion.
to defend, like you asked, yeah, so you only have I can't tell anyone about their religion or their belief, but as far as I understand, there's only this one life that I actively know about right now. And so there's only so much that one person can do while I understand about the systems and the programs and things like that. And I've done nonprofit for years. So I've been in the community. I've talked to these people. I've been in their homes. I've discussed their level of literacy. I've discussed the choices that they make. I do agree with you, Miss Aisha, that these things are always going to be here. I agree with. I'm not French. I don't do the wee wee. I do the I. And
with that.
Yeah, I've made a decision to invest not in my community, but in the legacy that I leave behind, because there's a lot to be seen from examples. There's a lot to be seen from people that just do it. Some people don't even understand that concept of reading, but they can look at a person and see where they come from and then where they land and be like, okay, that is an example. I think there should be more examples as opposed to more talking, because, some people have to learn through learning and bumping their damn head. Some people, you can't just tell them to do something. They have to experience those things. And there is more to be learned from life experience than anything else. So I just choose to say, y'all can keep this raggedy motherfucker. I don't want the United States. I went through some things here, and my life experience has taught me that I can't change nobody else. So what I will do to solve the world's problem is to invest in my children and my legacy and make a move, because you only know what the hell you exposed to. So my kids might not be able to learn from somebody else or somebody else's book or go to somebody's program, but they can look at their damn Duchess and they can say, my Duchess lives in another country. Okay, my Duchess came from this. My Duchess was not college educated, but look what she did. I can only control my legacy. I don't give a damn about nobody else because ain't nobody else giving a damn about me. And that is in agreement with what you're saying and actually what he's saying about not having excuses and not being a passive aggressive on this app. How about you just do for yourself and do for your family? And if everybody did that,
Did that, then everything, the world would be a better place. And I've said that many, many of times. It's a I thing. And that comes with self-love, and if you don't love yourself, you would actually, become part of the YN group. And that's what's happening. And so you gotta be the best person you could be for your family. And again, if everyone start taking practice and doing that, the world would be a better place. But again, it does grind my gears to hear all the negative things about our community coming from
Oh,
our
but can
people.
I think there's a lot of positive things about our community. I talk about them in this live, but Aisha, you know how it works.
Of course you do. That's why I come back to your lives.
No, all righty. Mo, correct. Jeff, you ain't gonna get.
peace,
What's up,
everybody.
Jeff?
I totally
Thank you,
agree.
Mo, correct. I just wanted to say thank you for supporting the live. I've noticed it's not lost on me that you come in, you tap, you gift. I appreciate it because you don't have to do it. And
Oh,
this is another thing before you say something. What I noticed that there are people, and this is I want to say this why everybody's in here. There are people I've known on this app for 2-3 years. Yeah, I only come in here unless people are screaming, hooping, and hollering. And I got people that have come into this live, they've been coming here for 2 weeks or 1 month, and they have supported this live. For example, AJ, Felicia. Yeah, I've come in here and really, really, really supported my live. Even Jeff down there. I appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. And, a lot of people, a lot of y'all who think y'all gonna come in here just because y'all know me and dictate what's going on in here, it's not happening. 2020, I'm telling you, a lot of y'all about to get left in this year. A lot of y'all. And y'all see, I blocked a lot of people. I had a blocking bonanza. And I love it. All right. Sorry, Mo. I got to ramble sometimes. Yeah, in 2026. Yeah.
right. Peace. I do. I don't have a problem gifting. I do love your subject matter, and you always have the truth on here. So, I definitely agree with Diamond. I agree with her wholeheartedly. I think that we are coddling, and there are things that people could do for themselves. And so you're like, where's the plan, and who's planning, and who's doing that, and you know, um, there are people there's children in third world countries who can figure out something. They are not as privileged as we are over here. They can figure out how to do this, and they can figure out how to do that. So we're not leaving anybody behind here. I mean, you have to do some self help. Um, and I'm not even bringing in the scriptures, but I was reading it, and I wrote it down somewhere. But it says, "When there is no men or no fathers, the children are unruly. The children are unruly when there is no men in the community. When there's no men in the community, the women are not protected, and the women are resentful." So, I mean, uh, the pillar of the community needs to come back, and there cannot be any blame shifting. It just has to just be, hey, I'm back. I'm going to be the pillar again, and then let it be that. Um, we don't need to. There's all kind of videos, women, books, movies, everything where we're asking for that, so they can find it, get in place, and do what you need to do without shifting blame on why you can't do it. I'm just tired of the shifting the blame. And if we got to keep going there, like Diamond said, we don't have to be a we. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. And there are men who hear this and understand it. So I just don't know. And women, we're not taking over. We don't want to take a man's place. Women don't want to be men. Women have always stepped in where we are needed. And we have never said, I move over, here I come. You get out, get in the back. I'm the man now. And women have never done that. We've only stepped in when we had to. And whether it was for 5 minutes or for 40 years or for 200 years, we had to do it. And it may have been wrong and it may have been criticized. It may have not been done correctly, but somebody filled the gap. So we're saying we want to rest. We don't want to do this, but if we have to, we will. Somebody has to. So just so these men know, no, women do not want to be in the man's position. We never wanted it. We don't want the burden, but we have to do what we have to do for our community. Somebody's been holding the community up, and you guys can't say that we haven't. Y'all love y'all grandmothers. Y'all know y'all love y'all aunties, the ones that's been helping y'all and holding y'all down. Those are the pillars of the communities. Big Mama is. I mean, so you can't have a double talk of y'all in the way, but Big Mama this and Big Mama that. And I'm living with my mama and my grandmama and all that. So you can't double talk. You know, we've been the pillars. It's time for you guys to
Get up
reclaim
here and stop
your time,
playing.
reclaim your space. Peace.
Thank you so much, Mo. Correct. Camp, get up here. I know Camp. Camp always start off in the comments. All right. Halim, I am so sorry. I just totally ignored you. I do not. I didn't do it purposely. You want to say something, Halim? Jelani?
Brother,
Am
thank
I
you
gonna
very
get
much,
a chance
Knox,
to speak?
for
Or
having me. Um, uh, we're not responsible as a people for the destruction of what we had as a community. We had them all over this country, but we as BOK men and women are responsible for rebuilding them. We're responsible for the remedy. I mean, no matter how much we sit up here and disagree on certain issues, topics, no matter what religions we are, we shouldn't put anything before us as a race of people. That
Budget.
should come first before anything. To me, this is my concept. This is coming from my perspective. The Caucasian individual's mindset of thinking, where it's I, and mine, that might work for him because he has control of systemic resources. We don't have that. That was ripped from us. But we could change our reality overnight if we change that mindset of thinking. We'll never do it from an individual construct. It has to be a we um concept with us. We need each other. Because I'm looking around and I'm seeing it work for other groups. I'm sorry. I'm seeing it working for the Arab communities. They have their own institutions, their mosques everywhere. And I'm up in the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. And this over what? 140 million people in the tri-state area. And where I look, East Indians, they have their own community centers. They have their own organizations. I live in Elizabeth, New Jersey. All I see, this is predominantly Hispanic, Colombians, South and Central America. All you see is Catholic churches and Catholic organizations because they're Catholics. That's what they believe in. Catholicism, even though it has a brutal history, but you feel it serves them before they would come to any institution or any community center that we will have, which we own very few. I'm looking at us, people. You got to look at we're the richest Black people in the world. We could rebuild this community and change this reality overnight. We could. Well, I mean, 2.1 trillion spending power in this country. I looked at and I saw in the last couple of months they were setting
Yeah,
incidents with
but
BOK
that's
women.
but let's be clear. Let's talk about, let's stay on the topic, but that is incorrect. So you're right. Spending power, you are correct. But most Black people in the United States live paycheck to paycheck and have under 5,000 savings, whereas a Black person living outside of the United States has minimal between $3,000 and $4,000 or whatever it is, savings. So you're the richest because this is what happens: is you get the money and you put the money directly back into the system.
Okay, we have a worth. But I'm looking at 50 years of hip hop, right? They made over $500 billion. They didn't do anything in the South Bronx. They didn't build any institutions. They didn't build any schools. But you see yeshivas and Catholic schools popping up everywhere. I mean, and I'm looking at these churches. The black church been around 120 years, and what? It's about 25,000 of them around the country. And what do these parishioners collectively give to these churches each week? What is it? 20 to 25 million in tithes and offering around the country, but still the BLK Church doesn't build any institutions, any hospitals. They don't start any
But
banking.
that's
So all the
still,
bank is
but
being put into
Halim,
white T
Halim,
banks. I
Halim,
mean, yes, go
that
ahead,
is
brother.
still accountability. It's still accountability. So for me, you
Exactly.
can't. You know what? The church is going to do the church. The church is going to be the church. It's kind of like my father used to
Yeah.
say: the disappointed usually disappoint. So
Mhm.
whose responsibility is it to step on the neck of the churches?
And it's the reason why is because they have a religious narcissistic thinking. If you're not Christian, if you're not Southern Baptist, we're not building anything for you. See, and I disagree. I don't
My
believe they should
questions
put
aren't getting
anything
answered. But
before
Halim,
being.
you're not answering my question. You're not answering my question. So my question is, whose responsibility is it to step on or to put their foot on the church's neck? Whose responsibility is that?
Ours. And we have, but because I just
But
said
why
it,
don't we
the
do it? Why
religious
don't we do it though?
narcissist,
Why
the
don't we do it?
religious
Because
not the religious narcissistic thinking of them. You go in their church, you can't talk about anything that's revolutionary. They believe in putting Jesus before being black people. That's the problem. Muslims are the same way. They believe in putting Islam before the race. We put everything before the
I'm
race.
sorry.
No other people
I,
does that.
I'm with you.
I'm
I'm
sorry,
with
no
you.
other
But
people does
if
that.
we
You know?
if we
I
can
mean,
stand
that's what I'm
outside
looking at.
of. So you know what I miss the days, even though I wasn't born, where black people actually stood up for something and actually stood outside a place and said, "I dare you to go in here. I dare you to do this. I dare you to do that." Oh, we're not going to give the tithes and the offerings. But everybody's so entitled. You know what they say? Religion, and excuse me, everybody. I know it's crustness, but religion is the opiate of the masses. Let's be very clear.
Okay. Okay. Look
Let's
at
be
the other
very clear.
institutions. The
All right,
NAACP is mostly ran by white
hold
T
on.
people.
Okay, land your plane,
That's another
Halim, and
institution.
then Mo.
I understand you don't want to hear what I got to say, brother, because
I
it
do
speaks
want
about
Halim.
unity. It
Why
speaks
do you
about
say that?
unity and organization.
Why do
I
you do that
understand
every
that.
time you come up?
Okay?
Why do you
No,
do that
but
every
brother,
time you
no
come up?
problem. I understand. I try to have
It's a
cordial.
back and
He's
When
forth.
I
not
say
cutting you off.
something
I wanted
you
to
don't want to
respond.
hear about, when I talk about resources and opportunities and privileges being created by black people for black people, you'll have a problem. It's the same thing. You, pretendians, Adolf, FBA, because y'all believe in putting everything in the world before being black people. Peace and Pan-Africanism, my brother. Peace and black power. I love you.
Can I respond to you?
You know what? You know what? This is
You know,
this is what I can't understand about people. Y'all, nobody is acting like excited over here. We're not acting crazy. You're in a conversation. So of course I'm gonna go back and forth. People are gonna go back and forth on you. Don't come up here trying to be right. That's the last time he's on the panel, mods. Because what you ain't gonna do is come up here and scream, holler, and yelp, and then not engage in the conversation and be able to listen to people what is the word rebut. That's crazy to me. A lot of y'all black men is out of control. I don't know what it is. A lot of y'all out of control over the last week, ain't they, AJ? And I'm usually on the black man's side, but y'all been acting very ignorant this week. Very ignorant. All right, you wanted to say something, Mo, correct? Because they starting to make me want to crash out.
Yeah, this is what here's the prime example of how, you know, we got these big ideas. We need to stick together. We need to stick together. And then he has all these bright ideas, and then he runs because, of course, someone's going to have to do that emotional labor to get these groups and communities together. Because back in the day when everybody was going to church, it was women in the church. It wasn't a lot of men. Now it isn't. So it's like, don't
You
bring
was
up
in there
that.
running
Please don't bring
around,
that
running
up.
amok, having children by everybody. Oops, sorry. I thought I was on mute.
Oh,
Well,
sorry. It's like, please don't bring up that, because that was the small part of community that we did have, and you don't participate in that either. And I do understand everybody is not a Christian. I'm not a Christian. The one thing I do agree with him with what he said, it might hurt some people's feelings, but most countries who are in unity do have community in the same religion. We are all mixed up and don't have one accord and one purpose. Now, it doesn't have to be about being black. It's about, one, there's no respect. There's no respect anymore. There's no value. I feel like in our community, that no matter whatever the talking points are about black women, we're not respected. We are not respected as women. We're not respected at all, protected as women. And when you lose that, when you don't respect your women or protect your women, then it's a free for all. We're abused by everyone. You cannot say you respect women when you're degrading them, and then you don't care about what's going on with you don't visit your mother, she's in a nursing home, and then you're abusing women, and then you have a daughter who's going to do the same thing. You're not teaching men to respect women, and women have been unprotected, and that's when these loud mouths come, and that's when we get we're not protected. We have to protect ourselves. Our voice is our protection. We don't have muscles. We've always been strong and loud and boisterous anyway, but through the history of time, we've never been quiet women. And I think they're getting us mixed up with another demographic, and that's the problem. That's the whole problem, really.
But I believe that that's our strength, Mo. I believe in the end, people have forgotten about plain old good ass fucking like evolution. Y'all do realize that evolution is a real damn thing. You do realize that a man can get on here like that dude when I first came in, who said he was 50 years old, sounding like he about 28, if that. Because I got sons that are younger than him that sound highly more intelligent than he did, and I don't believe he was married, and I don't believe that he was 50 because he did lie and say he was 50. When you have that kind of thing going around, you realize that time takes care of a lot. The men that are raising their daughters nowadays, these BLK women, are not raising their daughters to be submissive. They're not raising their daughters to be at the behest or in need of any man. They're raising their daughters to be educated. They're raising their daughters to be independent. Have you seen the new trend going around? But these men are in the lives of their daughters, teaching them how to fix cars, treating them well, taking them abroad so they ain't impressed by your dusty ass son. This is not going to be a thing. Those men will eventually unalive out. Their legacies will unalive with them, because a legacy of woman that's coming up behind them wants better. She has better standards. I don't think it has anything to do with us really being submissive or any of the men or how they treat us. This is just evolution. It takes care of itself. There has never really been a situation where the BLK woman has been underneath. She has always been the backbone.
Yes.
Back in the day, right? Now, if anybody's resentful in this quarter, it would not be black women. It would be the BLK men. Resentful of how time has progressed and how that everything that is done in the dark comes to the light. Okay, that's just how life works. So when you have systems in place for hundreds of years, for decades, for generation, everything comes to the forefront. The foam raises to the top, right? And now here we are with the substance of what we've been in, and everybody ain't happy about it. And mostly it's BLK men. Now, not all BLK men, because all BLK men ain't like that, right? So I don't want to make a broad generalization, but I will speak for the doggone damn majority. I sure the hell will, because statistically I
Diamond,
can do that.
Diamond.
And yes,
Most women like me who were raised with their fathers, because
I had two dads.
and this is why they don't make any sense. Our fathers are the ones who taught us, hey, you need to learn how to do this. You need to get you some money. You need to do that. My father taught me that. My father said, hey, go get you an education. You need to get you a job. Show you how to work, fix a tire, do all that stuff. Show me how to cut grass and all that. Because our fathers knew and valued their daughters as well. So if y'all men don't understand, because if you have daughters, you would teach your daughter the same thing. Men and your boys. You teach your boys and your daughters the same thing.
We have an understanding about
Hey,
why
Prince.
they chose the bear. about I'll descend and let them get their time. And you'll understand why. Service is nervous. Why we chose the bear. We didn't choose the bear. We was already in the fucking forest with that motherfucker. We was already there. Y'all was just
So,
trying to understand.
so can black men speak for
August,
women?
August,
Okay,
August,
so I'm not speaking for all black men. You don't have to come on the panel and say like I'm just. You ain't got your energy is loud. Even if you don't only said a few words, sir, your energy is loud, and I'm not here to be rude to anybody. We was
He was
already
first.
what?
Telling him August that E was here first, and the host.
Yes, actually, they were there first. But anyway, I'm not here to agitate, and his panel's been calm. I would like to keep it that way. That's why I came to the panel, not to have a big old ass argument. We were already in the forest with the bear. We was already having cubs with the bear. We was already in that bitch with the bear. And then when somebody out loud said it, and that's where the coddling part comes in that he's talking about. The things that are happening that we're seeing have already been happening. They've already been existing. But when you say the shit out loud, it agitates motherfuckers' spirits, okay? You trying to figure out why we're in there choosing the bear, but we already been in there having cubs. I got a nice little forest house, nice little cave, you know what I'm saying, with leafy cushions and shit like that. I've been in the forest with the bear. I raised 5 children by myself. Me and the bear is cool as hell. So why would it agitate any black man to say why I would choose a bear that I've already been choosing? This is evolution, okay? Either catch up or you don't. Either way, your legacy will tell the true story. No matter what we say in this life, we all are only promised to be on this earth, in this existence, in this energy for a certain amount of time. So however mad you are at BLK women, whoever's fault it was, why this is the way it is, your legacy gonna tell the story at the end of the day. I'll land my plane.
Okay, but
all right.
what you just said, doesn't it kind of contradict?
August, come on, man. I don't know why are all the people.
Sorry.
Why are y'all? You know. I know that what y'all doing is a little bit. A lot of y'all. That's why a lot of people got blocked. August. A lot of people got blocked because y'all cannot become.
A lot of people are blocked.
I'm gonna start charging y'all. All right, E, please. E, hello. Good morning, Merry Crossings. E, are you there? You're shopping on Amazon, playing Candy Crush. Alrighty, August obviously is you.
Okay, so what you said kind of contradicted everything that you said because you said your father taught you all this stuff, right?
The internet is contradicting what you
But
said.
then you're saying that black men are the problem. So which one is it? Black men are the problem, or they're not the problem?
Yeah, internet is the problem, August, because can't nobody understand not damn words you just said.
Hold on, let
Say
me
it again,
get out of the
August.
gym.
Say it again, August.
Hold on, I have to get out. Let me get out. Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Come out
Okay,
the
so you
bathroom.
said your father taught you all this stuff, right? So if your father's not a problem, your father's a black man, right? So you're saying which one is it? Black men are the problem or they aren't? Because you said your dad taught you all that stuff.
Is that a rhetorical question or is that a literal question?
No, literal question, because you just said
Okay.
two different things. You just two
Okay,
different
I didn't say
statements.
two different things. Actually, Miss Mo is the one that said that. I said I had 2 dads. That's what I said. So you can't speak for the whole
Okay,
panel.
all right.
I will say
Okay,
this.
it must have been when
I'm
I
not
was
on
talking
attack
to
mode.
All
I'm
right.
not on attack mode. So I will say this because I'm open to listen. Again, I will say this before I answer your question. That seems to be very literal. The first thing I pay attention to is someone's energy. The second thing is their body language. The third thing I'm believing is what's coming out your mouth, right? So your energy says defensive. So I do feel that no matter what anybody says on this panel in regards to be okay, man, you're going to have a rebuttal that basically is inferring in the other direction. So as a matter of fact, since I understand that, and I said when you know better, you do better, I'm not going to answer. Miss Mo, I'm going to let you take that one. That's too easy.
Yeah, he knows exactly what's going on. I don't know why he came up here. Nothing you said was wrong, and if anything that we did say was wrong, just tell us what part it is that you don't agree with, because I don't know how to respond to what you're saying. I don't know what you missed out on, or what you didn't hear, or what you're not hearing. So just ask what you need to ask, because like I said, why would I say that? My father was wrong. I had a father. He told me to do right, which I would think that he's telling me to do right. So I don't understand you just probably need to stay on mute and just follow the conversation.
Alrighty, y'all. Hello. Hold on a minute. Um, it was Christmas here yesterday, but I have some people coming over very soon. My wife has cooked duck, and so I have to go. And I appreciate y'all coming over here. Y'all know I love the conversation. Y'all know I don't ask y'all for much. I only ask for 1,000 likes. Y'all gave me 22. Y'all know we don't be begging for gifts, but y'all gifted me today. I appreciate that. Y'all know as the live always starts with a song, it ends with a song. So when the song is over, the live is over. So I appreciate your panelists. I appreciate everybody. Yeah, Amanda, you know how my wife is. You know, she'd put me in a chokehold if I don't get up off this internet. She said I only had 2 hours, and I'm a little longer. So with that said, here goes some Anita Baker, Caught Up in the Rapture. I'll see y'all.
Who's playing that music? Is that the host? Where did he go? Oh my god.
He's ending the panel, love. Did you hear him? He's ending the panel. It starts with the song, it ends with the song. When the song is over, the panel is done.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
I can't believe y'all like this song. That's crazy. I love older people because they be listening to anything and be calling that shit good.
Diamond, you
You
better
must
not
be
be
old.
talking about
Like,
Anita.
how old is the host? 40, 50? She said old school classics. I'm dead. What's wrong with Anita? I don't know who Anita is. I don't even know who that is. Who's Anita? She said, what's wrong with me? I don't even know who Anita is. Yeah, I don't know who that is. I never heard that. How old am I? I'm 22. Yeah, I've never heard of that. You slow dance and apply. No, it's not.
Can you
Jeff,
go
this is
on mute, baby, so I can hear? Can you go on mute, Missy?